Hey, everybody.
And we're live.
Intro noises. Beep, 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 beep.
Breaking
We're controlling the
news.
transmission.
All right. Well, hey, welcome back. We are at VirtCon 24 now. It's not actually the 24th one. It's just the 24th year of, the new millennium. So what do we got on the show tonight? We got Iron Potato here on the corner. Player 2 down below. Helix in the other corner.
What's up, nerds?
You might know Helix as a talking dog, but he's actually a spinning face.
Laughing man.
Yeah, but he's also deaf and mute, so don't bother trying to talk to him.
What?
Deaf, dumb,
You know.
and blind.
I felt like I was going to be a deaf and mute today. The laughing man, really? You missed that one?
Yeah. I thought what I'd do is be one of those deaf mutes. Yeah.
Wait, is that why you said what?
Retro patch.
Go out, yeah.
Great
right,
axe blade. Good to
Rocco.
see you, man. Haven't seen you in a minute.
Let's see.
We've got some old characters in the chat.
And we got Rocco joining us here in a moment.
Sick. So yeah, it's our annual con. I think there's been a fair bit that's happened in the cyberpunk space since last year. I mean, just the controversy around the Flipper getting banned in Canada, even though it's open source software. Like, how do you
Didn't it get banned in,
open
like,
source?
Brazil and a few other places too, randomly?
I think I read about Israel. Like I think on Reddit, some user was like, "Yo, I'm from Israel, and it's blocked."
Well, yeah, the mailman probably doesn't want to. I don't know. Things are getting pretty spicy over there. I'm not surprised that
True.
things aren't getting delivered or things aren't getting shipped.
Well, I think the funniest part about that is the Flipper is, very limited in what it can actually do compared to just using a laptop.
True.
It's just the public hype on it.
The
When you get like
fear-mongering.
people who don't know what they're talking about, read about something, and they
Yeah, and,
pick up on the wrong
media.
details.
Media presentation. Like, I think some videos went viral on TikTok, and that doesn't make things better, I guess.
I don't think anyone in politics knows what TikTok is.
TikTok.
They didn't see those videos.
Oh, it's this evil Chinese corporation.
Yeah. No, it's a breath mint.
Right.
It's one of those little breath mints. It's like looks like a pill.
Wait, is that an actual siren or is that someone playing?
Oh, this is an ambulance going past me because I live like
In
across.
Detroit.
Oh yeah, that's right. You live.
No, I'm in Germany, but like.
For some
There's
reason,
also,
that
like,
just gave
across
me
the
like
street.
flashbacks of like Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, something about that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
So
Flipper, there was like that they
You have one,
advertise it
right?
like as a Tamagotchi. Yeah, I have one right here, and like I've been using extreme firmware recently, and it comes with a Tamagotchi emulator that lets you have the save states and stuff, so you
yeah,
can
shut it up to
actually
the screen
close them.
for everyone at home.
My Tamagotchi is sleeping right now. Oh,
It's blown out.
This is way too bright. Yeah, this is way too bright. Hold up. I gotta.
Oh, we'll just assume it's there.
do that.
I know. We all know
Pretty-
that. Tamagotchi.
No, I
So
think
have a
you gotta
Tamagotchi
see
on
that.
there.
Yeah, I have a Tamagotchi on there. Hold up. Let me grab my camera. Maybe this helps.
Maybe that's what the contest should have been. Is like you have to design your cyber pet to be on a flipper, so that way we can
There it
battle
goes.
each
There
other.
you go.
Yeah, but no one has a Flipper. I mean, a few
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
But
They're hard to find.
I couldn't justify the price of one. Honestly, I thought really hard about getting one, but I was like, nah,
agreed. And
It's mirrored, right?
I don't have any use for like replicating garage door openers.
I
Or
could find a
opening
use.
Tesla's power port. I mean,
Nobody here.
Dude, that's like the funniest part. That's like the funniest part. It actually works.
it's a cool gadget. It's
It's,
just, it's a gadget. It's not a serious,
Yeah, it's a
serious use
toy.
device.
Not
Yeah.
a. Yeah. Well, until
You remember the
was
Spy Kids gadgets or the, I don't know, Wild Planet gadgets? It was like a listening ear, a laser tripwire, toys when we were kids. This is the same thing. It's just the modern equivalent.
And it's a bit more
something to inspire you to learn better stuff.
It's a bit more
Yeah.
expensive than those, but yeah.
Relatively speaking, those kits were like $100 in today's
Were they
money.
really? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I guess you count inflation. That's
Mhm.
true.
Because they were like $50 back
Yeah,
then.
$60 is the new $25. So
Yeah.
I hate that.
$20.
Absolutely hate it.
But
But
doesn't
at
make
least
you feel old when you're like, God, it's so expensive. Gum used to be
Everything's
25
so
cents.
expensive.
or when tipping wasn't like baseline 20% or 18%. It's like what?
Where you actually tipped for service, but not because you felt bad for how little they're making.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now I just don't go out and eat and live guilt free.
Now you just don't go out to eat and they don't get the tips at all.
Hey, Rocket.
Yep.
That's right.
Who we got in the chat here? Yeah, we got a bit of everyone. Nara, what's up? Offline Rocket, another one of our mods from the group. I don't know if he's going to join us on stream or not, but
No,
That's all right.
Busy. He say.
he's here in chat. Can be a ghost in the machine. Yeah.
He'll
Yeah.
be with us
Ghost in the Shell.
in spirit.
There it is. I'm surprised more didn't happen with now that there was a lot more attention brought to expiring copyrights, because like the Mickey Mouse thing that I have going on in my background, I think is now public domain. I wonder if a lot more
100
people are
years
gonna be
old.
like, yeah, if they're going to be looking at it, it's like, oh,
That's
this is now
Steamboat
free to
Willie.
use.
Mickey Mouse. First of all, okay.
Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, in this case, it's such an old piece of material. No one even really cares. Like people were already copying it. What's that one video game where it's just blatantly Disney, but it's like a really difficult puzzle horror?
Are you talking about
Steamboat
Pal
Willie.
World, like the Pokemon clone?
What? No.
Steamboat Willie,
Oh,
right? Yeah, they already ripped off Disney and got away with it.
Oh,
So
are you talking about Cuphead?
yeah, Cuphead, that one. Yeah.
I
It'd
mean,
be
those
interesting
really
to
just
see what
animation
people.
Style, though.
There we go, Rocco. Welcome to
Rocco.
the stream. We're just getting
Hey,
started.
hey, thank you.
Rocker, you got new hair.
I do. Little stripe here.
I like
It's
it.
science. Thank you.
Probably makes you go faster.
Weird.
Well, I gotta paint it red for it to go faster, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
That's the
Or
rule.
yellow.
Sorry.
No, that just makes it do more damage. Pretty sure.
Well, that'll get you pulled over if it's red.
That's true. Insurance will go up.
Yeah, just make sure you don't pull over next to a tree that has a lot of acorns, and you should be all right.
You don't want to get shot.
So let's see. Oh, we got echo in the background.
Yep, I'm working on that now.
Yeah, we started the stream here a couple minutes late because Microsoft decided to do like a privacy thing on my microphone. I'm gonna have to mute you there for a moment till you fix that.
Surprise,
Sorry,
you have no
it's-
privacy.
Yeah, surprise, you have no privacy except for when they actually disabled my microphone and camera without me knowing it. Should have known.
If we can't
Yeah.
use it, no one else can.
Right. I think that's basically what it was, turning off access to it to all the like Microsoft stuff. It just disabled it.
That's insane. Kind of like how, like I think people were looking for a way to disable Cortana completely from Windows 10, but then they were like, Microsoft was
It
like, oh,
broke
that's going to break the
something.
start menu, and there's all these things that won't
It
work
breaks all
anymore. And then
sorts of shit.
Yeah, I installed
And that's a lie.
classic start menu and did that, did the registry hack, got rid of Cortana.
I don't know how that's a
completely.
lie because Cortana breaks herself, and then the search and the start menu don't work. So
Yeah, I recently had to like overhaul my whole operating system I'm using, and I don't know if anyone has heard of Tiny 10 and Tiny 11. It's basically just a stripped down version of Windows.
Yeah,
like
I used to
bare
use
minimum
like
The system needs to run.
BART PE, right? BART PE was that stripped down XP. Did it work for you? Did you try it out?
Yeah, Tiny 10 is fucking amazing. Well, I couldn't use my Windows 10 Pro key, which I bought a while ago, because Tiny 10 is installed as like Windows 10 IoT Enterprise LTSC.
Oh,
It's the biggest updates. And
Oh, sure, that one.
Yeah, that one. It's like IoT, the IoT version of Windows 10. It's basically
Which
Windows 10.
was really expensive for a
But
while because we
enterprise.
used to use that for like
I-
thin clients and stuff, and then like you literally just you'd spend more on a freaking license for the thin client version of Windows 10 than you would just buying a
Yeah.
whole computer.
You know,
Try to
it's
find
funny
a
you
license
mention
for
that because
enterprise
like
versions of Windows.
when you buy like a mini computer off Amazon, you like a little stick computer. It's $100, has a Windows 11 key on it. That whole
Price of the
computer is
key.
cheaper than buying the key. So next time you need a key for a business application, buy a whole device that has the key on it and give
Buy
them
a
the
compute stick.
yeah, get a whole free computer and save the money on the the actual key cost.
Yeah,
And
it's
just transfer
ridiculous.
that license to the new computer.
Microsoft's a scam anyway. Their licensing doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Nah.
I use Massgrave to get my shit activated because I couldn't use my Windows 10 Pro key, so oops, found a way.
On the high seas.
So tonight, let's go over a little bit what we got in store for everybody. We're going to cover the contests that we've had running, the Cyber Jacket and Cyber Pet. We were talking about the flipper. We didn't go that far with features and whatnot, but just started off with more of a Tamagotchi type virtual pet, and we'll see where it progresses. The idea is that this is going to be our official conference badge. So by next year, we are going to have PCBs up and ready. Be able to order your parts, order your PCB, solder it up, and we'll all have the same conference badge. And depending on what people can code up for it, maybe even some interactive games that will work in person or over the net. So we're definitely gonna have some fun with that, and we might change platforms or make it open to use some different MCUs and stuff, because the one we chose, I guess, was a little bit difficult to work with. But
Keeping the
that,
cost down was a big part of that
Right.
too. Like making sure that anyone, even if they're not like just swimming in Raspberry Pis or something like that, can just go on Amazon. I think this
and
board was
the
what,
board I
$60?
selected was like what, AliExpress,
15, 20
Alibaba,
bucks or something.
Amazon, eBay. Everybody had it. Everyone was
Yeah.
able to get it, like in every country too. So
And it's not a bad board. It was just kind of hard to get the right firmware and stuff for, I think, is what people struggled with. But
so I now have the version 2 and version 3 of it, because I realized that they have significant differences, and I didn't know which version would end up getting used by who won the contest. So I have both.
I bought one a long time ago that was version 2, and then the new one I bought was version 3, and I had no idea there was a difference. So
They rearranged all the pins on it, or most of them. Yeah, huge difference actually. If you swapped them between two setups, you would destroy one of them. So we had some great entries on it. Newts came in with a like a holographic ghost cyber pet, which was really pretty cool.
first go.
And we had Glenek, who did a well, we'll be showing it later, but I'd say it's akin to a Pokemon, but not copyrighted Pokemon.
Pal World.
And it's really quite cool. And sorry, what's the guy's name? Flat something. Sorry, entries. Where is it? Well, he's just M now. He's changed his username. So M has one of the entries that's really quite something. Is like a AI maze runner. I really have no idea where he came up with the idea for this one, but I imagine it just sort of snowballed from one starting point to the next. So it's like an infinite maze runner, and your little AI character is running around trying to get through, and then you've got buttons to interact so you can screw with them, like put a wall in the way or drop a rock on them or something.
It's it had a name. It was like The Adventure of the Dude or something like that. What was it?
Legend of the Adventure Dude.
Legend of the Adventure Dude.
Load.
It's an incredible name. And there was like, it was so, like there was a lot of depth for something that's basically an auto battler. Like there were, I think he said there's 4 different biomes. There's towns. There's
Let me go ahead
ranged
and get
combat,
a
melee combat.
video of it
Like-
up on screen to show off.
Where is it?
So, I have the hardware, did not have the time to build Glinx entry. And from there, I'd be playing the various softwares that were submitted by M and Newts.
Yeah. Yeah, that holographic ghost is pretty cool too. The I think Glinx form factor, having like the 3 buttons offset to the right, there's an antenna coming out of the top. Like it was it reminded me of like did you ever watch Digimon when you were a kid? Like the actual gadgets that they had in the
Yeah,
show?
Exactly.
When
what
I
it
was a
like,
kid,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I was a kid.
That's what it reminded. Yeah, as a child.
Yeah, not 3 weeks ago.
Certainly
Not
not
recently.
yesterday. But yeah, like there we go. Legend
Now
of
this
the
is the one
Adventure
from M.
That's load.
Yeah, and there's HP, there's experience points. Like the maze is procedurally generated, I think. Like this is sick.
It's
Like
a whole
all the
auto battler
environments.
roguelike. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
I'm really excited
I
though
wanna
for
call it a 0 player.
on
roguelike, I guess.
Glinx build. He said that he hid the Kappa icon somewhere, but he's not telling us where it is. So that'll be a fun little scavenger hunt.
And he didn't just hide it as like, it's not just a simple, image file or something that you can pull up. You'll actually have to access it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to.
Probably one of the maps that'll pop up. We'll just see it'll be shaped like.
Well, since we're already talking about them, why don't we go ahead and show off the other 2 as well?
The
Let's
Pepper's
see.
Ghost, I didn't realize had so much history behind it. I thought it was just like a play on words for Ghost Pepper, but
No, it's a
it's like a
very
thing.
concept.
Effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the very first attempt at some kind of trickery.
And then to make that a hologram was pretty cool. And then like putting it in cardboard, mwah, chef's kiss. Like
We love cardboard.
that sings to me. Like,
I don't know if it's cardboard so much as laser cut particle board.
that's what it was. That's what you're right.
We love particle board as much as we love cardboard.
And I don't know if I missed it. What was the like the history behind Peppa's Ghost?
I believe for stage plays or operas, it's how they literally made ghost characters, and it's just a piece of
Mirror.
glass. It's not a mirror; it's just a glass
so.
at a 45-degree angle, and then you have like a lantern and a person standing there. So you're projecting the image of the person onto the glass, so they're
I thought they
translucent.
bounced it off a mirror or something. But
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm
That's
not
how
a
they
science
do, like,
guy.
That's how they do teleprompters these days. Like when you see politicians and they have like the mirror that's angled at 45 degrees at them.
There probably was a mirror involved so that the person could be like under the stage, projected up, and then have the glass floating.
Yeah,
in
that's
air.
probably it.
Yeah, they used to do that same effect for filming for ghosts and just very, very old movies. It's very cool.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, yeah, I didn't know about that. That was a cool. Today I
It's a
learned.
very short clip, but here's the video from Newts.
It's a ghost.
It's floating. How's it doing that?
since we're not likely to actually get free floating holograms where you could also reach your hand into the space and not run into like something that's moving super fast, this is a pretty nice effect, you know?
Yeah, yeah, it
It's
is.
clear.
It looks the part. It doesn't matter if there's actually a piece of glass there and you'd run into it. The new holographic displays they have like, you know, a projection screen that's moving at like 40,000 times a minute up and down. If you stuck your hand in that, that would still be a problem.
Not gonna
Yeah.
feel good, probably.
And
A little
like,
bit.
it's not really any better than just having a piece of angled plate glass as far as the 3D effect. It's kind of the same thing.
I still want like a transparent, I guess, You remember in The Fifth Element, whenever they had mail, they had like the transparency and like the words were printed on the plastic sheet, and it was like when he's reading his fortune, it's like, "Oh, you are fired," and it's this transparent plastic sheet. Why aren't there? Oh man, what is it called? Not the
I mean,
magic
you could
mirror.
use overhead projectors, transparency sheets to print
Yeah,
on.
yeah. That's what I'm thinking of, but I'm thinking of like the smart mirrors. Like when are we going to get holographic? It's not a mirror per se, but like something on my wall that's like, hey, this is your calendar. Here's like your upcoming events. Here's your schedule for the day or something like that. Just so I can like, but I can still have it like
I
on my
mean,
wall,
It's
floating there. Not like projected with a projector, but I don't
right.
know. Hologram would be cooler.
I mean, you could like, you could have a rear projection setup, but do you want to have a whole room behind it for for the apparatus, right?
No, yeah.
I mean, it's not really all time and money. If you ever go to a modern hotel, they have all kinds of gadgets and stuff where you're just like, this is so unnecessary. And, you have like actual like holographic projected things onto glass and, you know, just weird little, very unexpected modern effects going on.
Yeah. I
The coffee
moving
makers,
to
there's
Korea,
always Keurigs.
I thought I was gonna run into a lot more of that, but it's quite the opposite, where things are like mostly completed building, but then there's like light fixtures that are hanging off by the wires, or like it's it's a weird juxtaposition of like, hey, you're like 2 blocks away from this huge Samsung tower, but I hope you didn't want hot water, kind of a thing.
We get a bit of that. I moved to Puerto Rico last year, and there's a bit of that here.
Yeah.
You can be in a very, very nice spot, and then something is very, very weird and backwards.
Yeah. What's the weren't you like gonna build up the maker scene kind of by where you live?
I mean, it's definitely increased since I got here.
Nice. Yeah, I guess I was surprised that like you linked up with the FPV people so quick.
Yeah, actually, before I had moved here on a previous trip, just introduced through a friend of a friend, and it's a great group out here. I think hanging out with me is kind of rubbing off on them a bit. We got people that want to get 3D printers and
Nice.
starting to build more stuff versus buying pre-built.
Gave them the itch.
That doesn't sound good.
And I was
What you did.
Well, so yeah, back on the subject of the cyber pets, Glenek is our first place winner here. We actually did really like his entry, and he is also the only entry that completed all the tasks. So he wins kind of either way. But really, all three of them we got were cool on their own right, and his really took it with the actual build. I'm looking for the channel now so I can pull it up. The 3D print, the design, the buttons, the placement of everything. It has that kind of cyberpunk feel to it. It certainly captures that theme.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
the hardware
Props
aspect,
to-
the actual like form factor is so cool.
Props to everybody that was working on those projects too, because there was a lot of knowledge sharing and helping, with the different
I was
firmwares
really
and how
happy
fix
to see
problems and
that,
things.
because especially with how hard it was to get the firmware working.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That and yeah, like it was technically a competition. Like Glenec did win, but the amount of like cooperation that went into it, where people were like helping each other out with the firmware, was really cool to see.
mhm. Can you see this on screen?
Yeah.
So we got the buttons on the side here. There's an 18650 cell in the back. The device itself is here in the middle, which has the screen built in. Clinic added a second screen to it, which is really cool because it gives you, a lot more room for information. They're very tiny displays. A power switch, external antenna. I don't know exactly what the little gray kind of inset piece is on the left, if it's actually a piece or just for aesthetics.
It's not
But
it's not a speaker place, is it, or something?
Maybe.
I don't know. I haven't gotten into printing the part yet. Just moved recently, so I'm just kind of putting my stuff back together.
That was something else that I think would be really cool. In terms of a badge, is like if people print this out themselves, the different varieties of prints. Like if people make it in glow in the dark filament or a completely
and
metal case, like yeah,
completely different shapes too. If as long as you include enough buttons,
yeah,
you're not limited to the exact form factor. It's more of just having, 5 switches and a power switch.
yeah.
But yeah, so Glenec, he has won the design. We will be, cleaning up the design a little bit with his help, and he's working on polishing up the software a bit. And then, yeah, it's going into at least a JL PCB. You'll be able to order up the board, throw the thing together yourself, and should be fun. So
Yeah.
we really are looking forward to see what everyone comes up with over the next year.
Now, if people find a way to like integrate it into their cyber jacket or into their like, if they
Why
find
not?
a way to like,
Could be a gauntlet,
There you
or
go.
wear it as a badge on your shirt,
yeah, because one day, one day maybe we'll do an in-person con, but that'd be cool to see everyone showing
I'd
up
be
with
down.
their own pets. But on the topic of jackets, we have that was our other contest that just ended. What, today?
Same time, roughly.
Yeah.
I did also throw out there, trying to get more people to enter. So I put up as a flash contest, see what you can
Yeah.
do in a day.
Yeah.
Felix, you want to take over on that one and show the jacket entries?
Sure. How am I gonna do this? Oh, we had a lot of cool entries, actually.
Potato, you want to take over and show the jacket entries?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can hold up. Let me get to them. Let's see.
Oh man, we had the Edge Runners, the Cybernetic unit. We had a bunch of cool ones.
And we got quite a few today as well,
Yeah.
which was really cool. I haven't even really gotten to look at all of them yet, so I'll be doing it live.
Newt's had a
Do that.
bunch of LEDs on his.
Newt's really, that one came out really cool. And I like his graphic he put up. I think it was like a little AI gen
Let's see if we can find
with him
Newt's here.
superimposed onto it.
Okay, he's
All right, BRB, technical difficulties.
he said he was citing the owners of this place for not having enough ramen. So
There we go.
I really like that, doing an action shot though and putting himself in a scene. That's a good idea. Let's see.
Yeah,
what
and
entries do we
with
have?
how easy it is to play with the AI image gen now, kind of no excuse for not having some decent graphics and stuff to go along with whatever it is you're showing.
I really like the cybernetic unit too from Nifty Biscuit. There's some nice little details on it too. You get the LEDs. People were worried about shocking yourself with what are they called? The
EL wire.
yeah, EL wire.
I mean, you do get a little zap from it, especially if it's one of the larger modules for doing a bigger piece of the stuff.
James had this little logo, which, what is this from? I swear I've seen this. Oh, it's from
Edge
Cyberpunk
Runners.
2077.
Yeah, from Edge Runners.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, that's why I knew it. All right, yeah. Did a good job.
I just rewatched Edge Runners like last week.
Flatline's got some.
Oh yeah, you know what?
I really
This
like
one
that
going on
piece.
here.
You know, this isn't really a competition of, you know, who has the best one, but I think he started out with really the perfect, you know, 80s looking
Mm-hmm.
jacket, and then added
Very good.
some plastic elements from the spine protector of a motorcycle jacket. Put some pieces of that on the back of it.
And the copper patch should not go unmentioned.
Oh, of course, yes. Haven't decided
On
what
the
to do with mine.
subject of the Cuppa patch, for everyone that entered a jacket in the competition today or at any point since we had announced it, you will all be receiving a unique embroidered patch, one that isn't going to be available for sale or available for that matter ever again. So it's a variation on one of our Cuppa designs. And then same for everyone that entered the Cyberpet competition. So you'll be getting, you know, a custom patch that's going to include your username on it. So everyone will be getting a unique piece. So they're all one-offs.
That's
Pretty awesome.
You know, we didn't really let on to what any prizes would be, but you know, anyone that's been around for a while knows that there's always something fun.
Yeah. Something that'll go on
I
good
think
punk
I'm
jacket.
I think I'm gonna use that patch to cover like the logo of the brand of my jacket, because my jacket is from Alpha Industries, and I mean it's not a bad logo, but like the Kappa logo would just fit my cyberpunk
Yeah.
jacket way more.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say too. Besides the variation of the Cuppa logo with your username on it, also is the back patch, which is the design from Ratbag from a previous year, which is like a Cyberdeck made into a hollowed out book with cables and stuff coming out of it. It's really a cool piece
So
of artwork.
it's really nice.
Have it.
Yeah, so since you got my picture
somewhere.
there, on the sleeve or like the left arm, you can see my moped keys, because I put in a magnet on the pocket,
Oh, that's
so
a
I
good
can
idea.
just put my keys there when I fuel up my bike, or if I'm just like leaving and
Is it a hard drive
put my
magnet?
keys in. Huh?
Is it a hard drive magnet or just like you bought it at a magnet store or something?
I bought it on Amazon. It's
It's
like
a local magnet store.
It's some random ass magnet, but it's a very strong one. So
But yeah, that's
I want
that's
to
a
make
really
sure.
good idea.
I wanted to make sure it sticks there. But yeah, that works pretty well. Yeah, and it
I
has
think our
this
next
small Velcro area on the chest, so I just
Our-
put on some reflective patch.
our next wearable competition is going to have to be a cyber bag. You know, add some cool stuff to a
Well, see,
backpack.
now we've done that before.
Oh, did we?
Well, we should do it again.
We should do it again. I missed it.
Yeah, see, the winner from that one had a really pretty cool, and he pretty much just kind of like carabined together a bunch of different pouches he had, and it made quite the bag of holding.
Well, I would say my backpack
I
is
have
only
no idea where it is in the Discord, but it's somewhere in one of the channels.
I like that Odd Sight had a matching purse. That's really cool.
How did I miss this one? I don't remember this one at all. The buttons are
They
sick
just
though.
put it up.
It just came in.
The angry electricity, like from the
It's
this
like
machine will kill
spamming
you.
multiple buttons too. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
We got like a chicken leg flying through the air. I don't really know what that one is, but I like
And oven
caution
mitts.
hot. I'm gonna start putting caution hot buttons on all my clothes.
Arr.
But yeah, there's a lot of really cool entries. Let's
Here
see,
we go.
is the
Here's the,
video or just a picture? That's just a picture.
Yeah, that's slick.
This-
The
this
light up
here is-
collars. The light up collars, I think, were. I know it like started with from the game. Oh, is that our back patch?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
really well done.
They will be slightly less detailed because of the limits on embroidery, but as much as it can.
Yeah.
This is the one that Ratbag did, and really one of my favorite pieces of art that's come out of one of the things in the group.
Yeah. I think that's.
I actually have. I've taken a book and hollowed it out, and have started building this to have it as an actual deck.
That's cool.
Is it just gonna have like a switch inside so you can do LAN parties with the book?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna have a Pi 4 or something in it. So we'll see.
Is it a copy of Simulation and Simulacra, like from the Matrix?
No, it was some old scientific medical book. The book's like from the 1930s or something. Just something I got for free, and hollowing those out, that is a lot of work. Just digging through the paper, trying to like make a nice square inside, and then like gluing it all together. And I do not recommend doing it. I've done it twice now.
I was gonna ask if you're
I've
like
seen the
stabilizing the
process.
paper at all, or is it like you want it to be a clean build? You don't want it to look like you just ripped out random chunks of book.
Exactly. So like for me, it's all the paper is intact, the inside's hollowed out. I don't know an easier way to do it that would still look intact, but yeah, it's a big pain in the ass. Maybe just glue it ahead of time and then like put it on a jigsaw or something and just cut it like it was a block of wood.
I've
There you
seen
go.
people do that, but it's still not easy, I don't think. So
Yeah, I did it though. I managed. It's completely hollowed out now. It's just got to throw some stuff in there.
Yeah. I like that idea though
Laser
of using
cutting.
it as a switch. Like if you're gonna have that many cables running out of it, like what the hell? Like
that's a
why
good
not?
idea, Michael.
The first time I did one of these was for a Linksys router, like what it was, a T54G or something.
Like a pirate box kind of thing.
Yeah, I just didn't like having the ugly ass blue Linksys box sitting there on my shelf with blinking lights and stuff. So I hollowed out a book and then it sat down on top of it.
That's why I just shoved mine behind the TV so you can't see it.
So it's just a book with random wires and stuff sticking out of it, which now you can buy. They sell shells for routers that are exactly that, to look like a book.
Damn, you could have been a millionaire.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
put my router on like a pegboard, which I bought at IKEA. And so I have my router and my Raspberry Pi, which is going to be my home server. I just mounted that shit on the wall, and I'm quite happy with it.
Yeah, why not? Like I'm absolutely fine with like not having a case for any of these. Like if I have like a random file server, it's like why would I not just throw that on a shelf somewhere and forget that I own it? Like just I don't want it to look nice. I want it to be like just the best way that it can look for me is just out of sight. Like I already have too much clutter on my desk. I've got crap all over my room. Like just be gone. Go away.
Potato, what do you got up on screen right
We-
now. Is this one with
we
the
got-
jacket?
This is Babel Info. Oh God.
Infocalypse.
Thank you. Yeah. That's.
Uh,
I'm sorry. I butchered that one.
Babel info.
Infocalypse. Infocalypse.
It's from I think that's from Snow Crash, isn't it?
Infocalypse.
The Babel
Probably.
Infocalypse. Yeah.
That
When they're
sounds
talking
right.
about the Tower of Babel and the scattering of languages and blah
Been
blah
a
blah.
long time since I read that book, but it's
Yeah.
a trip, but it's a good one.
Those
Lot of people
RGB
see that.
PCBs are pretty sick though.
Yeah.
The triangles. Yeah.
I would mount
I like
those
how
on
you
my
can see.
jacket.
Now,
I think
he also
you can see them all soldered up.
was working on a video. Wasn't done in time for VirtCon, but hopefully we'll have it soon. He was going to show
That's so cool.
how he did this. Hopefully give enough details for everyone to be able to try it out. They look incredible. Like,
They really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, these look
That
really
looks
sick.
professionally done. Like,
And
you
it's
bought
like
that.
it flexes, which is my
Mhm.
favorite part. It still moves like a fabric.
Yeah, I
and,
remember when I tried
using
to
a PCB
build,
like good.
hexagonal panels that could flex, but they were hard to mount to stuff. But triangles work pretty good, I guess.
There's some 3D printer projects where you print triangles that have flex points on them, so you can kind of print a flexible cloth.
Like a mesh.
Yeah,
But yeah, that is really
Sick.
freaking cool.
I guess I definitely like that. Especially just being able to add like sections of it, whatever design shape you want. Let's see here.
I think that
Scroll
was
down a bit.
everybody's.
Did we already show
Um,
this one here from Nifty Biscuit?
yeah, it was the first one, I think.
All right.
I thought we did. You had a bunch of. Well,
Definitely
maybe
got
not.
some cool entries here.
I remember talking about his EL wire though. So.
I like
Oh
the
yeah, here it was.
that his pockets, like he labeled all the pockets and one just says electronics. And to anyone else, like that's like, oh yeah, that's where he keeps like his battery pack or his phone or something. But to us, it's like, all
There's
right,
probably a
man,
whole
like,
toolkit in there.
yeah. How many LoRa antennas do you have in there? Like,
There's Flipper Zero in there.
yeah.
The
Homemade
toolkit fits in
Cyberdeck.
my pocket. If you have a look at my jacket again, I took one picture to show off the one pocket it has, and it's like
This one, I fix it.
this enormous. It's an enormous pocket, dude. I have another jacket like this one, and I fit in a 12-inch laptop,
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's
which
pretty
makes
cool.
you look stupid. Yeah, it fits in there, and it makes you look very stupid because you have this big
Looks like you
flat
got armor
joist
on.
there, and it's like, yeah, it's
You
like,
got the high end
Morty
I fix
McFly.
kit there.
yeah, I got.
I have two different
one
ones. I got the
at
really
home,
tiny
one at
one.
work,
And,
and
the
there's a
medium
Flipper
one.
Zero in the upper pocket because it's like such a big pocket that they put in a net so you can divide stuff you put in there.
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, you could carry a lot of chargers in that bad boy.
For
Hell
the
yeah.
winner of a previous competition, they went by IO at the time. I built a cyber jacket for them. The main thing that gave it some kind of electronic, element was an 8x8 LED grid along with a Seed Studio Zio something control board.
Oh, the
You
small
could
easy-
program it to do a lot of stuff. I just did it so you could do some grid art, some pixel art, and put a smiley face on it or something. Animate a little character. That one was pretty fun. Had a battery pack that goes in the.
Oh.
A Balmer
Babel.
jacket
Babel
right
just
here.
posted in the jacket
And,
entries. He said he's sharing the files for the triangles
Nice.
and the stuff for the controller.
You can fit a good size battery in the Balmer jacket pockets, and you got a lot of layers right here. It's, pretty easy setup to do some like LED patches or some kind of little electronic display.
Sick.
Is this the microcontroller you used by any chance?
Yeah, that's the one.
It's like it's such such an amazing device because it's so small. It's like $5 for an ESP32, but it's like you could swallow it on accident, I guess. It's like
You know,
It's
the
like
other thing I used it in
literal
was the little. Sorry, I can't hear. Who's crumbling something right now?
Oh,
Player
me.
2, your bag.
I'm eating microchips, dude.
Oh, you're killing me. I
Uh,
can't hear.
yeah.
Um,
I have another one of these, like ESP32 D1 Mini,
nice.
but this one has USB-C.
The Zio has USB-C. Mine does.
Which one? What?
The Seed Studio Zio, mine's got USB-C.
Yeah, yeah. They
Yeah.
never had anything else besides USB-C, but the Wemos D1 Mini, they used to have micro USB,
Yeah.
and I have like 20 of them, and now I finally have one with USB-C.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm finding it hard to find those old cables anymore that are in good shape.
Yeah, I don't like that. I remember like that was the only kind of cable that I had for years, and now it's like, oh, I gotta go back into the cables drawer and dust
Take one
something
out.
Yeah,
off.
that's mini USB for me.
But like,
And they're all
what a
starting
great,
to break too, you know?
yeah,
I keep a mini USB in my backpack. You never know when some old stupid thing's gonna die that uses.
Yeah, I have mini USB and one micro USB and like 2 USB-C cables. And with USB-C, I usually carry around a USB-A to USB-C and a USB-C to C cable.
yeah,
Because if you have like older USB-C devices, like I have a Samsung Gear 360 camera, which is like from 2017, where like USB-C devices were kind of new, and that thing doesn't like being charged over USB-C to C cables. So
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's a little bit older that
yeah,
doesn't like it.
Even my
Ran into that a few
microphone,
times.
it won't work on a C to C cable. It has to be a C to A cable, which is just
interesting.
dumb. Which is, I had to find a C to B, or C to A, and then A to C. Basically, I had to put a dongle in between to get the thing to work today because I was out of USB-A ports on my laptop.
Good lord.
The annoyances of modern technology.
Yeah,
Let's see here. I've got I was able to find some pictures of the cyber jacket that I made for the user for the previous prize. Pull that up. Oh, there we go. Inception. This is the back of it. Using that image from Ratbag, I basically drew over top of it a limited detail version of it and then printed that to create a stencil. That way
Nice.
you can just like airbrush on, spray paint on.
That's
Which, if you're modifying a jacket or something, you want to put some artwork, just make yourself some stencils. Single layer, dual, triple, however many colors you have, layer them up, and any spray paint will hold up for a very long time on clothing. Really doesn't need to be special fabric paint or anything.
and I like the spray paint look on clothing too. Like it's
Yeah, it
like
works.
it's very
Give it
imperfect,
the
and it's got its own
graffiti look.
texture and stuff.
Well, and it also can be, quite perfect too, just like airbrushing.
Yeah,
It can be done clean or messy.
yeah.
Front of this
I like
thing,
the messy look too. Heels.
went a little crazy here with some spikes on it. Did the IO in the spikes as well, and
Don't have to
some
worry
cool
about getting
charms on the
hawk.
zippers, and yeah, why not? And then in the pocket here, the LED grid with the battery behind it, and a Pi Zero in there. I wonder if they ever found it.
Went through the washer.
Right?
I
No,
love
they
those
knew
pen
it was
holders.
electronics there. I've included the Zero as well because the battery pack that I put in the thing can also power a Zero at the same time. So I figured they could, build
nice.
something cool into the jacket.
But yeah, those pen holders in the arm So instead of a jacket, this winter I was like, all right, it's super cold here. I need something that I can like be outdoors for long periods of time and wear. So I got and there's tailors everywhere in Korea. So I went to one and I was like, hey man, I want a not a onesie. What do you call it when grown-ups have a onesie? It's called like a
A
coveralls.
unitard. I don't know.
Coveralls. I was like, look, man, I want coveralls that are going to keep me warm all winter long. And he's like, all right, cool. Here's just like, you know, your own custom made coveralls. But now I see that as like so much real estate for patches or spray paint stuff or like any modifications to it. But the pen holders, like what were on the sleeve of the jacket the boot made, I want to put hard drive magnets in there. And then like, if I want something to like stick to my arm, it's like really gonna stick, or at least I don't know. That's like the strongest magnet that I can think of. That's pretty cheap to find.
Yeah, John's got it
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
The speed suit.
Speed
Yeah.
suit.
hmm No need to worry about fashion or spills.
That's right.
You know,
Feels
just
like
slip
I'm
that
wearing
on.
nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
That is a different kind of speed suit. That is for downhill skiing.
Oh.
Flanders. Yeah.
Yeah.
This would
I
be a jumpsuit, overalls, coveralls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go full coveralls or did you go like old man overalls?
So day to day, I'll rock old man overalls because like I work from home. What do I need to? But for
Don't
that, for
trust
like
anybody.
the thermals, it's a full body coveralls thing. So like I want to put patches all up and down the sleeves, all up and down the torso, the legs, like yeah. Not too
Pretty
crowded,
cool.
but you know, decorated.
You should get them sponsored, like, get Mobile and Shell and,
That would be kind of cool.
Or maybe
Like
or maybe some computer companies like.
I mean, everyone's always, shilling for whoever's sponsoring their video today. Like, no one's sponsoring our video, but if they wanted to, I would let them.
yeah.
You know,
If someone
Sponsored
with a
by
cool enough
Microsoft
logo.
Windows.
but
Oh
like
my
people used to just, put a logo on the thing. They didn't sit there talking about how great Squarespace was. They just wore the thing,
Yeah.
Like NASCAR.
And that's kind of what gave me the idea, because the people that made the jacket from Akira,
That's
like
what I was thinking.
yeah, and that one's got like some really cool patches on it. And I was like, why the hell am I not like? I don't know. There's no company logos that like I'm loyal enough to that I'll wear their corporate logo, but there's some pretty cool like the
Save money
giant
with
pill,
honey.
the giant pill back patch that they have in Akira. I'd rock that.
Mhm.
Brought to you
What
by
player 2? What was it you put on your jacket? It looked pretty cool. It's like a really long back patch.
Oh yeah,
like
that's
snake.
like. So it's not really on there yet. I attached it with magnets for the photos. It's a really expensive fucking back patch, but it looks so sick.
It does. It's really cool.
I've been looking on Etsy for Cyberpunk patches for a long time. And this is like packaging. So it's like really, really big.
Oh, it's a
They
Terminator
have-
arm.
They even have like 2 different sizes of the patch. So this like the 40
Is that like
centimeter
metallic?
version.
Thread in the snake.
Yeah, it's
Is that, like,
it's a bit
shiny?
shiny. Yeah, it shines. I get it.
That is cool.
But it's kind of costly, but I'd say it was worth it because it cost like 55 euros.
Well, embroidered stuff just is expensive,
Yeah.
including the patches we're having made. Not expensive, but they're not cheap either.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is actually kind of looking a bit metallic.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And
Yeah.
they also have like 3 different colors. So they have a red snake,
Is there a purple snake?
a green snake, no, and a white snake with some red element. But I wanted the green snake because like I just rock green color, I guess.
That's your
I bet
theme.
the green looks really good.
So yeah, I wanted to
I
have
can't
green
imagine
on
red
there.
or white being as cool.
Yeah, I think you made the good choice. That looks cool as hell.
Thanks. Yeah, the shop's called Graphicene or something.
Sponsor.
Not sponsored. I wish it was. I mean, they
I was
can't
gonna say if they're
sponsor
gonna
me.
make all of our Cyberdeck cafe patches, like, I mean,
What's the name of it?
That
There's
would
this
be
new
insane.
clothing company
Yeah,
that's they've been sponsoring a lot of videos for the last couple months. It's like oversized clothing or something. It's all like kind of 90s pop aesthetic. Um, I'd say it's like cyberpunk adjacent. It's the brighter, like, happier side of the,
like a vaporwave, like the
Yeah,
cyans
some
and
kind of
pinks and
punk.
stuff.
More optimistic utopian style.
Yeah.
So vaporwave.
I think vaporwave is more just nostalgia, isn't it?
Isn't it all?
It's a mix of everything.
That's true. Yeah. As long as you use like pink and purple, it's vaporwave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
some
cyan.
throw some cyan in there. Yeah.
Cyan. Yep.
I have a love-hate relationship with cyan because that's always the first ink cartridge that goes bad, even though I never print that color. It's like, oh, you don't
Well,
want
you
to print
do
a
print
black
that.
and white document because I don't have cyan? Thank you. Thank you.
I
But,
fixed that by just never printing.
You do print that color. That's the color that's used for the invisible marking that fingerprints all of your pages.
So they can
Literally,
find
your
you.
printer prints that
When
every
you
single
print
time
money.
you print something. There's always that's what it's mainly used for.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
like
every single print you ever have done has got extra dots included. That is the serial number for your printer.
Yep. So if you're counterfeiting money, they can track you down.
Well, it won't. Most printers won't even print money or
Right. No, they
scanners
won't. You can't.
even-
You can't copy money or send
Right.
it. It'll tell you it's not
Well,
allowed.
some
It's
will,
crazy.
some won't. But
Well, yeah, but a lot of
every
the ones.
single
I
page
saw-
ever printed from every single color printer in the U.S. for the last 30 years has a serial number embedded into it using the yellow ink. You can't see it.
Yep. Yeah, less so if you're
Oh,
printing money, but more so if you're like threatening a politician or something.
I was going to
Correct.
say that's what I'd be more worried about is like, oh, this serial killer printed from his shitty inkjet or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
just
so
weird that
serial
they do it
number,
in
then they
colors.
can just check that against, who bought what, where, and good stuff.
I saw a video where someone tried to photocopy a euro bill,
Let 'em.
and they have some measurement so that you cannot do a good
Yep.
photocopy of how a bill looks like. So it has like stripes all over it.
That's like
A lot of them literally just will tell you they can't do it.
my passport. It's really hard to get a photo of it. It has a plastic sheet on it that catches the light, and
That's
it's
stupid.
very, very difficult, which is annoying because you actually need to
You-
send pictures of your
yeah.
passport for a lot of things.
All the time.
But the purpose is that if you ever had it out, someone couldn't really see it.
Mm.
I don't know. It's
I thought
but
the
yeah,
purpose would be just to make counterfeiting harder or whatever. But not counterfeiting, but fake passports.
yeah. The annoying
It's
thing
crazy.
is the modern world.
HP also makes 3D printers, as if like 2D printers weren't like a pain in the ass enough.
It's like you're out of blue filament. Reload to continue printing in black.
Do you
Yeah.
want
Yeah,
us to
I
order
think-
you
I
some
think
more
from what I
automatically?
saw- Yeah, I think from what I saw, they have like proprietary shit, so that
Proprietary
just
filament
says
is the dumb
everything you
thing.
need to know about this shit. Like I saw one of these HP 3D printers on like eBay Kleinanzeigen, which is like Craigslist in Germany, for like crazy
cartridges-
cheap.
Ink cartridges
Yeah,
kind of
it's
make
called
sense.
Design Jet.
Design Jet? Isn't that already a printer?
Yeah, it's
model?
a line. It's a line where they have like I think it's a plotter.
Huh.
But yeah, they also have a 3D printer model, I guess.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was $70 and it was really close to just pick it up, but
It wouldn't be
I don't
worth
know
it in
how
the end.
big the machine would have been because it was a printer with an enclosure, and it's made within the past 10 years. So they just still made it in like the ugliest gray you could imagine. Like this thing will get
Perfect.
yellow.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I think my favorite like Cyberpunk IRL thing that I've seen is that someone took a screenshot of like the HP warning that says it looks like you're running low on black ink, and then it's meant to be this cheerful like marketing thing. It says, but it's not. It's just like a flat sentence that says never run out of ink again. Like it's like it's a little bit
Like a
threatening.
threat.
Don't you
Like,
dare.
damn, that's not a meme. Like that's actually in the thing. But anyway, Rocco, you're always up to some craziness. What projects are you working on these days?
Oh man, well let me tell you, what is the big thing that separates us from the animals?
Thumbs.
Language.
Got it right on the first one.
Multiple.
It's opposable goddamn thumbs. And you know what? What separates me from the rest of you people?
You've got 2.
I've got more thumbs. Whoa.
That's incredible. What? And it flexes? Holy shit.
So, let me disassemble here for a quick second. I have this.
Tire Tate has a good
Going
point.
to-
Pants also separates us from the animals.
Pants. Well, that's not wrong.
Hooked up to a myoelectric sensor in your forearm, which will then go to a Arduino Nano broken out into a motor that then connects to a wire that will then flex the thing just based on the myoelectric sensor. So if you flex your forearm as if you were grabbing something, it'll grab with the extra thumb as well.
That's crazy.
One of the reasons I like doing stuff like this is it's kind of like a cyberpunky aesthetic passion of mine. I don't know if any of y'all have heard of a engineer out of Cambridge University, I believe, Danny Claude. She works with prosthetics mainly. She was one of the first people that pioneered the third thumb or extra appendages.
Was she the one that
No,
tapped your
isn't
foot
the
or something
third
to make
thumb
it work?
a reference to something else, though?
Yep. And I'm sorry, what was that? It was yes to the tap your foot thing. What was the other one?
Oh, I think the title of third thumb already exists. They might need to rethink the naming on that one.
Quite possibly. But yeah, it's there's a sensor in I think one or both of your shoes because her thumb can move like up and down and then in and out. I think it's like operated by your toes, which is kind of the cool part about what she's studying and kind of where I was linking this to. It deals with neuroplasticity. So you can actually remap your brain to say, hey, this thing that's moving by toes, that's also now doing thumb action. For this is less of that just because it's using your existing musculature to do a familiar enough movement. But I like where that can lead us because you think of prosthetics as something replacing something that's missing. That
Why not make
doesn't
it better?
exactly
Why not add, like 2 arms.
doesn't need to be the case. We could have extra thumbs. We could have extra arms. We could put wings on our back. Have you all seen the movie Treasure Planet?
Oh, of course.
Guy had like all kinds of doodads in this thing. Why does it need to be, if you lose a hand, why does it need to be a hand? Why can't it be, if you're a chef, a spatula / burner / chef's knife / like, why stop there? And these are all things that our brain can be retrained to work with. So it's I don't know, just kind of like a passion project of mine, just thinking of things that we could do to kind of like enhance the physical body to make it better, which
having a mind-activated butane torch would be sick. That would
right.
be
Well,
so
funny,
sick.
funny you say that because I was gonna say I just saw a video of someone who 3D printed a prosthetic finger. It was like a pinky for a guy, one of his friends, but he put a lighter on the end of it.
Corridor crew. Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was a good idea.
I saw a guy in some book that replaced his finger with he lost the tip of his finger due to a motorcycle accident, and he just replaced it with like a human lookalike finger, but you could flip it over and then have a USB flash drive.
Nice.
Oh, that's clever. I like that.
So it was a thumb drive. It was a meme.
Yeah,
Literal thumb
it was a
drive.
little thumb drive. Holy shit!
We've all seen what's the guy's name? The one with the fully mechanical hand. It's the set of fingers with the incredible mechanics to it.
Mm-hmm.
He's got all the different like the different functions to it. The different hand grips that it can do by like doing different ratchet combinations. I mean, it is an incredible piece of engineering.
Oh, yeah, the mechanics behind that alone are just like mind-boggling.
Prosthetics in
Mhm.
general have just come a long way, and they're fascinating to keep up on. If anybody doesn't,
Yep. But I don't know, it kind of feeds into like one of the subjects I'm like really into is transhumanism. What is it to be human? And I mean, with like the AI stuff coming out more and more these days, like how are we defining ourselves? How are we defining like what is consciousness? What is a person? If we, replace a leg, both legs, we're still human. We replace both arms, we're still human. We put the head up, I think we're getting to the point where, I'm obviously not going to see it in my lifetime, probably, but get to the point where it's going to be interesting to see what we're defining as human and what we're defining as like post-human.
Right. At what point are you
Yeah, who
not really
draws the
human
line?
anymore? And then at what point, for an artificially created thing, why isn't it human if people also have all machine parts at that point?
Ship of
Yeah,
Theseus
sorry.
body,
Yes,
basically.
yep.
What was the for like Ghost in the Shell? I think it was you had to start by being born as a human, and then they just like pull your brain out and stick you in a machine or something like along those lines.
Get your cyber brain.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
the part that you have to be born human, I guess, that makes sense in a way. Because a machine isn't human because it's not like born.
Yeah.
Does it
Will
have
be
a belly
interesting to
button?
see where we end up. I mean, not all people do. So
Not all people do. Same with nipples, I
Are they
guess.
people, though?
Body mods.
I'll never forget the most cursed knowledge that I ever got in my entire life came
oh
from.
yeah, please share that with us.
It was you're the one that shared it with me, Boot. Was the fact that some people are born with tails, and
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't unthink that now. Like
It's like webbed feet, webbed hands. Happens.
I
web
mean,
feet
it's not
aren't
really
that
a
bad.
tail so much as an extra like 3 or 4 vertebrae where a tail should be.
We
Yeah,
got a
your
lot of junk
coccyx, that's
DNA
your-
in us.
Though, coccyx is your
I think
vestigial tail, just on the inside.
I think they have it wrong. I don't think it was a tail. I don't think it's a tail yet. Eventually
gonna
we'll
be a
become.
tail.
Yeah, eventually we'll just become apes.
It's just antenna housing, fleshy antenna housing.
We're on our way there. They think we've already been there, that we evolved past it. I think we're kind of going the
No.
other direction.
Yeah, we're going the other
Become
direction
monk.
for sure.
Mhm.
Return to
We
monkey.
keep thinking.
Not return to. We're gonna turn into monkey because we weren't there before.
No,
I mean, that is kind of a-
form.
I mean, thinking about evolution and how technology has kind of disrupted that for humans is kind of an interesting topic as well. Like, we no longer have to outrun things to live or hunt and scavenge for food. So our like evolutionary path has been skewed by technology as a whole. Like, it's not the biggest and strongest are out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're better off if you can sit in an office for 8 to 12 hours a day and
Yep.
stare at a
Yeah,
screen.
but then again, that always was our path. I mean, even chimpanzees will reach that point if we allow them to.
Yeah, once they start making tools, whoever has the longer stick, that's the way it
Well,
goes.
they already make tools. That's the point.
Once more of them make tools, I guess. Yeah, they do.
Once they learn how to work
They're
Microsoft Excel,
domesticating animals now.
we'll
too.
be in real trouble.
They found other animals domesticating other animals, so shit's weird.
Sure.
Yeah, that was pretty wild to me. The baboons that like domesticate dogs.
Hmm.
That was wild.
I mean, why not? You know.
Might as well. I love pets.
Works for
let the
us.
Animals have pets.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm comfortable like having something that's smart enough to have its own pet be my pet. You know,
No,
like
I mean, no. At that point, if it can have its own pets, it's not pet
Yeah.
material anymore. That's a
you
friend.
wake up and it's like sharpening your kitchen knife. I said I want to borrow the car. Elix.
I heard a fact that elephants look at humans like we look at dogs. Like, oh, this is a cute
I think we're
animal.
cute. Yeah.
Probably.
They say
I
that
mean,
cats think.
size-wise, makes sense.
They say that cats think people are just big, clumsy cats. I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, those are cat people.
Possibly, I guess.
You know.
I mean, also, cats. I guess cats think that you are in their personal space and not the other way around.
Just remember, if you have cats, you've been infected by was it trichinosis something?
The
They carry a horrible illness.
toxoplasmosis. Or,
Yes,
is that it?
toxoplasmosis. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have cats, get yourself checked.
Mhm.
It'll mess up your brain, and it's
So-
curable.
Oh, great. Need more of that messing up my brain. Now, I mean, anything that's afraid of a cucumber, I think, can get the hell out.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they think it's a snake. No, they think it's
No,
a
they're just-
cucumber.
No, they're just stupid. It's
I'm
you know.
just terrified of cucumbers.
Exactly.
I have cats. I can tell you, they're just dumb animals. They're not very smart.
Yeah, I've had them before.
I wonder how much like so we all know that a lot of like internet and a lot of tech is driven by the adult entertainment industry, but I wonder how many like unique gadget and form factor things, like how much that industry is driven by like
Cats?
the turbo cat people that are just like, oh my
The
little
laser pointers.
my little snowball needs a cat tree the size of a human playground, but it needs all the cat amenities. Like there's an engineer somewhere that had to put their name on some blueprints that's like, yeah, this thing will auto sense whatever. And like to their credit, it's an impressive piece of engineering to detect like, oh, that's the hungry meow.
Well,
or,
and
oh,
that person was infected by that illness.
that toxic
Toxoplasmosis,
yeah.
plasmosis, yeah.
You know, docile and like cats more.
It's like the it's like real life slurm. We didn't really have any we didn't have any commercials. We didn't have any submissions for ads this year, but
Yeah.
it was a good year for, well, I think it's just because I've been playing a lot of Helldivers, and I don't know if you guys have played Helldivers, but it's Starship Troopers, the game, and they're fake commercials of like, would you like to know more, like in that flavor. They really knocked it out.
Is it actually Starship Troopers, or is it like similar to it?
It's better than Starship Troopers also came out with a game this year, but this is more Starship Troopers than that game.
Nice.
But it's the exact same like hyper patriotism, mowing down bugs, like
Right.
yeah, it's a blast. Also not sponsored, but
Do they have any
like-
multiplayer for it?
yeah, I think it's only multiplayer. You could do single player, but
It'd be like single player queuing. You'd still be in a multiplayer game, wouldn't you?
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think a friend of mine asked me if I wanted to get that game.
It's
I
very
think so.
cyberpunk in its own way, in that like they have, oh yeah, be sure to set your clocks back for freedom savings time, or like
Freedom savings time.
yeah, like
They
a lot of
kind of
little,
wanted to abort like the different time.
yeah, everyone wants to get rid of it. No one knows why we
Yeah,
still
it's
have
so
it.
dumb.
But anyway,
Yeah, I haven't had to deal with that in a long time. Everywhere I've lived for the last like 10 years doesn't
So stupid.
daylight savings.
yeah,
There's
Arizona got rid
there's
of it.
no good argument for it.
Not anymore.
No.
Oh well.
I'll also say there didn't used to be either, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
Rocco, that's a pretty fancy statue you got behind you, man.
I know. It's cool. I got it for doing some kind of thing for oh yeah, that Pez dispenser.
Yeah, the Pez dispenser, that was this past year too.
Yep. Thing is so
Yeah.
detailed, it is crazy cool.
It is super, super cool.
Let's
When I
see.
tried printing it, and all 3 times that I tried printing it, I got the spaghetti. So I don't know if that's like just from the
Yeah, but
place
you
that
were
I go to.
trying to print that at the library, right?
Yeah, I was trying to print that at the library, and they were like, all right, I'll just upload the file and hope that it works.
Yeah, they
But
probably didn't enable supports or something rather basic like that.
yeah, I think that's what it was. But
So, at the library, who prints it? Like, do you print it? Does somebody else print it? Is it the
so how it
librarian?
works is you bring
Is it
in
some 80-year-old woman?
like a
Most-
USB with the STL or the MakerBot file because it's this proprietary. God, proprietary stuff is so stupid.
Yeah.
Most
anyways.
libraries in everywhere have 3D printers now. They have for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
You know?
I just wasn't sure if like they gave you access to them where you could print your
No,
stuff.
they
or if
have
just
someone
allow
to
you.
do it, and the person that does it knows much less about 3D printers.
But it was cool. Like I think I was the first person in months to ask about that 3D printer, and they were like, "Oh, you're really into this. Do you want to be our volunteer? That's like the dedicated 3D print guy." I'm like, "Ooh, volunteer sounds like you're not paying me
Yeah.
for something that."
Sounds like it would take some time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you gotta start with dusting that thing off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Grease
it was
it up.
very kind of them to ask, but no. The Cup of Pez dispenser, very, very cool, and I will actually print one like nicely. Just gotta find the
Rocco,
right
can
place
you
to do it.
can you pull it up on screen? You got it there.
I can't grab that because for a filming secret, there is a skew of electronics all down here that's like caltrops between me and that desk. I think there's some pictures of it. Or did you want the Pez dispenser?
The Pez dispenser. I mean, that's all right if you can't get to it. I know the feeling when you got all the projects laid out.
That I've got right here.
Ah, well, there you go.
That is.
Let me
That is a
pull
really
you
good
up
print,
full
yeah.
screen.
That would be a little. Is it multiple pieces? I assume. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so it's 3 pieces. The head, which has like the pushy out part. Whoa. Let's
I
see.
think I saw your 2D file, but I don't think I saw the printed versions.
Yep. The center part and then the feet. And then all you need to do is really install a spring in here to kind of keep it tensioned.
Now, is it dispense
Ooh.
Pez or is it like memory
Xanax.
cards or
It is
thinking,
sized for Pez.
micro SD cards would be nice. Just have them
Press
loaded
cards
up
would
with,
be really sick.
Actually, do I have micro SD cards around here anywhere? Because it wouldn't need to be resized much for something like that, but it is sized correctly for Pez currently.
Nice.
A micro SD card dispenser would fucking rock. A micro SD card just saved my ass this week. I tried to install Lineage OS on a new phone I got, and I've never worked with ADB on a Samsung, a Sony phone. I did work with Sony, but I never installed custom ROM on a Sony phone. And according to the manual, I should completely factory reset the whole and wipe the whole thing. And after doing that, I lost ADB Android debugging bridge connection over USB to my PC.
That's a problem.
So I couldn't install
You lost the authorization for the USB connection. You know how you have to authorize it the initial time?
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that. But like, I think on the phone there's the driver to connect, and that was completely gone after wiping it, I guess. So the micro SD card saved my ass because I could put the file on the micro SD card, like the Lineage OS system file. I already flashed the recovery of Lineage OS, so I could install the Lineage OS image or zip file from the SD card within the recovery, which was pretty nice.
Nice. And SD cards is slightly too small. Maybe bump it up by like 10-ish%. It would work.
Stacking them in flat or on end?
Flat.
Okay. Yeah, I was
On
thinking
end would work.
But yeah, maybe someone else wants to
Oh yeah.
take a stab at that. And how did this come to be anyway? I think Helix was just joking. I was like, make it a Pez dispenser.
Yeah. So I found some STLs for a Pez dispenser bottom. Took the logo and 3Dified it. Grabbed a brain STL and extruded everything out. Made the lightning bolts and bada bing, bada boom.
No, we had
Make it sound so easy.
That does bring up a good point before I forget. If you still know where those 3D models are before fusing them together, I actually don't have a Kappa that is a complete 360. All of mine are all 2.5D, front drawings that I've done. I've never actually modeled the thing all the way around.
Let me see if I can grab those. I'm on the personal thing for Fusion 360, which limits you to 10 things at a time. So I don't know if I purged it, but if not, I will get those for you.
Nice.
I think it spawned out of the we did have an STL contest this past year. I forgot about that.
Yeah, for Halloween.
That's it.
Or it turned into Halloween contest.
Yeah, and the bolo tie. I forgot to make that one. I do want to make the Kappa bolo tie. Hell yeah.
That can be the problem with running a lot of competitions and such, is you kind of lose track of them.
Yeah.
And we have had some really, really cool entries over the years. And I was thinking we should, dig through the archived channels that are on the Discord and, have a little clip show, a little, recap on previous competitions. Like the Cyberdeck was quite cool. Got some really awesome entries for that one.
I was gonna grab the
There's been
last
quite-
thing I 3D printed, but I can't find it.
What was it?
It was a flute. It was a little pocket-sized flute. But
Like
I
an
printed
ocarina,
it.
or
No, I don't even know how to describe. It was specifically designed as like a small form factor kind of instrument.
Or are you just happy to see me? Is it?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's more like a box, but I printed it in flexible filament, and it doesn't work very well, so I'm gonna have to reprint it in something else.
This is getting worse the more you describe it, man. Your flexible pocket-sized flute. Come on,
Yeah, my flexi flute.
it doesn't work.
Not to be confused with my flesh flute. That's different.
dude. That's all right.
I've printed some of the ocarinas, and most of them don't work, but there are a few of the designs that actually, are usable.
Yeah, if they're just tall, a lot of them are. They seem to be. They're not gonna work.
But then you have to teach yourself how to play an ocarina, and
That part's actually pretty hard.
I have an ocarina that I already play a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
I printed an ocarina with some translucent filament a long time ago.
But
And
yeah,
it
I
still
was
works,
interested.
I guess.
I just wanted to see what kind of instruments are out there to 3D print. I was just curious. There's not a lot.
Yeah, that's a tough one. But you know what does work really well are those printable death whistles.
Yo,
It's like
those
Scream. Man, those things really actually work.
Are these like kind of hard to get to work?
No, like it's really easy. You just got to print one of the ones that actually
Works.
is designed properly.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a simple design. It's just
Mhm.
basically hollow with another hollow chamber, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. Doesn't have to be tuned too well. Most of them just work, and it really does make a kind of horrible, kind of screaming sound. It's great.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in an army against people blowing those.
Just what I needed. I woke up today and I thought, you know what I really need? A screaming death whistle.
I mean, I think we all need a screaming death whistle. Like,
Yeah, I
frankly.
would print one.
Oh yeah,
I'm
especially
pretty
like
sure
in the
that's
shape of a skull, something super metal.
Yeah.
I think you're.
How about a Kappa death whistle? That would be funny.
That's a good
Hey
idea.
now,
It is kind of the right shape and all that.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the cup of
Yeah.
vape
Death whistle
mod,
alarm
the vape
clock.
case.
The Kappa vape mod. Let's go.
I probably have a picture of it somewhere. One of the mods that I've made, which had like a whole custom PWM circuit I built, and a few cool things. It has the Kappa skull on one of the panels. The panel that hides the spot where the MOSFET and stuff sits behind the cover. That one I made, it's like red PLA with chrome over some spots and like brown leather and stuff. It's kind of wild looking.
But yeah, what old projects are we gonna look at? Because we've got a lot of stuff in the Discord, and we don't
I'm actually scrolling through the
a lot of really
through the
cool
project
stuff.
logs right now. The
Well, we got VirtCon from last year. The contest page still exists, which has a few of our entries there. We did. We had one to make Spider Jerusalem's Cyberdeck.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah.
This one right here. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it with all my effects on, but
Well, we've got the
It's
gallery of decks too. we
kind
can
of
go through.
invisible here.
Oh,
But this
Transfer
is
Power.
yes.
Yeah.
If you could see it,
My favorite cyberpunk comic ever. Since you showed me.
It's a good one. It's classic.
yep.
yeah, you can't see that here. So there you go. This one's kind of the one that looks more like a laptop. There's different versions of it. And in the comic, I think it actually is, it's meant to change, like sometimes he just gets a new one, modifies it, adds to it. I always thought it was a pretty cool, and it's meant to be a typewriter, kind of a laptop, and a little module on the side for basically a 5G module. Back before that was a thing. So we had one user that actually took up the challenge, and they got
Knocked it out
pretty
of the
far along with it. They didn't entirely complete the thing. Here, I got pictures of it.
It was looking really good though.
It was, and I actually should follow up with them and see, see where they ended up. But as a prize, we gave them a Framework mainboard, which is an open source laptop, and the mainboard can be used easily. And I think everything.
I was impressed with how close
Oh.
it was looking.
There we go. It all froze and died for a moment. All right, can you guys see the screen there?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So this was as far as he got with it, which basically built the whole case, sized it all to fit the Framework mainboard based off the models they have available on the website. It really was a cool build, and the guy cranked through it in a couple of days too, to meet the deadline on the competition.
Dawn of the final day.
So yeah, I would like to see some, see what the case looks like today, and if you ever installed the framework in there. What else we got here? We got the commercials. Last year, we asked people to do some custom commercials for us, which was pretty cool. Why don't we go ahead and play this one for everyone? This one was great. Can you hear it?
Nope.
Nope.
Do you have audio?
No.
No audio.
No audio?
Nope.
That's what I was wondering. Let's see here. Share and
Be right back.
all right. We should have audio this time for it. Maybe got audio. If nobody tells me, I won't know.
Not hearing nor seeing anything.
Yeah, I hear
Oh,
you, but I don't hear anything
Negatory.
else.
I give up.
I give up. Was
Get
about
some 8-bit beeping and stuff.
Oh yeah, I
Just
remember
imagine.
this one. That was a wild video.
Oh no, there's definitely been some fun ones here.
And we haven't even gotten to the submissions that we got. Well, submissions, not for commercials, but we do have a couple of videos that were submitted this year.
We got the 0 Days deck gallery too, which had a lot of really cool entries.
Yeah.
You know, why don't you go ahead and pull that one up?
Sure. Let me just get to the top here.
As far as videos today, what do we have? We've got, I haven't even mentioned it. DJ Valkyrie has done a absolutely awesome set for us. And we'll probably play that pretty soon here, actually, so we can take a quick break. And really, really cool set. Loving it. And then player 2, he's got a set for us too from one of his shows he did out in LA last year or earlier in the year.
Yeah. End of last year.
And it's a bit more of a kind of a chill, relaxed set. So I think we'll probably play out the show with that one. You know, it's a nice mellow vibe to it. I like it.
And I think Vortex gave us a submission.
Death whistle, alarm clock. Oh, you horrible person. Evil, horrible person. I love it. It's great.
Well, all you would
Fan
need
ticket.
for that is like, aren't there like
Fan, right?
air controls? Well, that would be a very powerful fan, I guess. But there were like air pumps or something that you could address with an Arduino.
Yeah, you could do some fresh
yeah,
there
probably
and
something
shoot
like
it out.
that.
I saw someone doing like cosplay, and they wanted to have smoke coming out of stuff on their outfit, and they basically put in a vape and one of these air pumps, like
Nice.
or like a cheap vape. Yeah.
Somebody do it. Make it a real thing.
Yeah. That's also in the someday pile. Oh yeah.
Round
The machete
rings.
deck.
Old
Yeah.
classic.
Really good.
Old classic. I got the keyboard, like the exact one, on my desk right here.
It was cool because you know,
It's a classic.
side by side, or you could fold it and have the keyboard underneath.
Yes, you could carry it like a knife,
Yep.
and then fold it
Whip
over
it
for
out.
use. That was a great one, definitely. And
This one I think was like a face.
page PDF that went along with it with instructions.
Yeah. 'Cause Round Rain was big on the documentation for sure.
Yeah, he's good for that. Makes sense that he's a teacher now.
This one, I don't remember what exactly it was for. But it was, you know,
Where's
nice
the
little
motorcycle blocking button?
array of buttons there.
I think he had corded typing on it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was the.
That's
Um,
cool.
You know,
I know we did
how
a
few
macro
buttons could you
pad
get away
contest
with?
once.
Yeah,
Did we?
Yeah.
Or something
I
adjacent
think
to it?
this was the winner of 0 Days.
Yes, that
believe.
was from Cyber Buffalo.
Yep.
I was actually talking to him not too long ago.
I was going to
So,
say,
uh,
we haven't seen him in a
Really
while. Hope he's
That
doing
is
well.
clean looking.
It is. It was very well done. It was very well documented too.
And you know what really
And,
throws you on that one is the thing's like 6 inches. It's
Yeah.
tiny. You know,
It's
it
itty
doesn't-
bitty.
It has the scale that it feels like a full size thing.
Yeah, the
but it's-
keyboard looks like a full-size thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
This
it's
one
actually super tiny. It's
who
great.
also requested that people do like an advertisement for it, and the advertisement like was like a manual page kind of thing, black and white. It looked really good, like an 80s manual for it. I don't know if it's in here, but
Yeah,
well
the
done.
PDF. Yeah, it was very cool.
This one was cool. It was like a little EMP is what it looked like. You know, it's like a leave a mine.
I think that one was from Patrick Benjamin, right?
I believe so. No, Captain Numbnuts. Sorry.
Oh no, yep.
I think they actually build it? I don't remember. I kind of was thinking they did, but
At the
Might be
time, I
mixing
don't
it up.
believe so. Actually, I think that was his first 3D model.
Hmm.
And you know, it really was a cool design
yeah, that's awesome. I like it. I like
for
this.
something that could be waterproofed and, you know, float if you dropped it overboard or something. Like, just a tube makes sense.
Yeah,
It's super impressive for a first 3D model too.
yeah, for sure. That's really detailed, actually. It looks the colors and everything looks good. Let's see if we can find more physical. See if we can find the finished. I don't know if this one had a fully put together picture, but I believe it was finished. Yeah, it was a cool design. Little micro switches, I think. And our old pal. This was just always the cleanest builds. Always.
Oh yeah, back 7 Jay definitely has some incredible work. And the photographs too. You know, like
He's got
you can make anyone can make something that looks good, but then like making it look good on camera too, that does take some
Impossible.
extra effort.
That part's impossible. I don't think it's possible to do. Yeah.
It's definitely not something I'm good at.
Zero Cool had a really nice deck too. I really
Oh yeah, and that's one that I built a while back. Never actually finished it.
I always like these chunky power connectors too.
Yeah, that's actually one of mine. That one was built from one of the wireless keyboards. They're about $15 on Amazon.
Mhm.
They're actually pretty decent. They come with like a trackpad, a bunch of extra buttons, whole keyboard. You know, kind of mushy typing, but you're not really going to type on it. You know, not really. You're just using it for some basic data entry.
Is there
You wanna
just
play
in case
NetHack
you
on
make
it?
keyboard?
Yeah. But the
Maybe that.
touchpads are actually decent. And that one has, excuse me. That one's, swallowed a bug. But yeah, that one's like a 1280 by 720 5-inch display from, I think that's also from Seed Studio. And then a slimmed down Pi 4 10,000 milliamp battery, and the retro PSU version 2 or 3 that all fit in the case. I was just one of those that never got around to finishing all of it.
Does that have a cylindrical lock on it?
No, that's just a barrel jack for powering the thing.
Ah, very cool.
It's up front, so you know, just easy to access. There wasn't really any ports on the build at all. Really just wasn't room for it.
Got anything good in the RC show off? Maybe not.
Not really much in there.
Like I said, we got the gallery of decks, which is always a good time to
A Steam
scroll
Deck
through.
deck.
The Steam Deck, yeah.
IT Wizard with a entire suitcase.
Vertical display, ball mass, whole keyboard. Yeah, I mean that's
That's a
nice
battle station.
right there. Yeah.
This was a good one. This is just an in-action shot. I think this one was made a while ago, though, wasn't it? By Mobilin.
Been a couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Really good. I love the suitcase kind of design, the older style.
It's always nice to see a bit of a follow-up too, because like I know some if it's just built for the aesthetics, just for fun, but these are functioning computers that can be used if you really want to. No reason not to.
Now this is style right here.
I loved how tiny this one was.
Yep.
Is this a deck for ants?
I just bought one of these little controllers too. I think these little boards. I was gonna use it for my.
Probably a Pi Zero, right?
You know what? I have one of those actually. MSG.
Actually, no, I got a different one that has more buttons, but yeah, from Adafruit. But they have nice little controller hats. I was gonna use it for my virtual pet, but didn't finish that project. I wasn't feeling it. Didn't like my design.
No,
You always
should
gotta love the keyboards.
update your cardboard Cyberdeck.
Yeah, I should do a V2, shouldn't I?
Mm-hmm. Use some of the plastic corrugated cardboard. Give it an upgrade.
That is. You saw somebody walking down the street with that, you'd know they were a hacker. Yeah, there's a lot of cool designs. This is really, I always love it when they have a handle. Cyberdeck's got to have a handle. That's a rule.
I mean, everything should have one, and that's the thing. Like, we're building this to actually be good and not, have the kind of the modern technology suck, like missing ports and features and saying that it's a benefit.
Yeah, they thought having only USB-C ports on your laptop is a good idea.
Ugh.
Or having none. Having just like one.
You got one
for
which
charging.
is also the charger. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
The aesthetic on that is just so good.
Stripey Snakes build. Transmitter for FPV control, I think. It's really well done.
Oh yeah, that one is did a full rehouse on the controller. The guy basically just didn't like the feel of it, like the fit, and just wanted to actually make something that fit their hand perfectly. And I think that's great. Like I'm into RC hobby as well, FPV flying drones with cameras and stuff. And
it looks really good.
Having a good controller is definitely an important thing.
Oh yeah, thanks for that addiction, by the way. That's fun. Having liftoff and an actual real controller. It's like, yeah.
But
like,
have you
put your own music on?
The drone yet?
Not a real drone, no.
This is
Oh,
awesome.
we got some other FPV people here? Fuck yeah.
Early Steam Deck.
One or two.
You know what?
It's
It's
still
one of those
awful.
things where once you're in, you're in.
And
There's
that's why I
just-
haven't bought a controller yet. I've got liftoff, but haven't bought a controller because I know as soon as I do, I'm going to start playing with the simulators, and then I'll be like, okay, it's time to build one.
Yeah, that's
There goes
exactly
all
what
my money.
happens. That's exactly what happens.
Oh, I jumped in. I built one first. It was great. Like, just doing the hands-on, getting all the parts and everything, laying it all out, like being able to choose what you're going to put together. It's so good.
It's like building a
Yeah.
lightsaber, but cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got
player
finished with my
2,
lightsaber. Well,
I infected him with it too. I brought drones over to his house, and
Oh, this is one of my
yeah, my
favorites.
drone is right there, like up here.
he got to fly one of my drones, having never flown anything before ever. You know what? You actually did pretty good too. You kept it in the air for like 30 seconds.
I flew RC helicopters as a kid.
Oh, Nikki, not as many people as you would think use them every day or, a lot, but there are some people who use them quite a bit.
The lightsabers?
No, sorry, it was a question in chat about Cyberdecks.
Oh.
Yeah, I think MSG doesn't MSG use his as a daily driver? There's a couple people that use him as daily drivers.
MSG used his a lot, but this was always one of my favorite builds. This one right here.
I think
I
he
do
actually
like the
built
rotary
more than any other of us, including back 7. MSG reprinted and rebuilt his like 50
7
times.
times.
Yeah.
He showed me
Well, it
the
looked
like
really
bag
good.
of failed prints he had. You know, it was a lot. But
MSG is a great builder. That's for
the
sure.
end result really is one of the cleanest builds with a lot of functionality on it.
Yeah.
It has like a little backpack set up for like a whole Pi Zero with the pirate radio hat. So you know the deck has a deck that's removable from it.
Can you go back down to DJ Valkyrie's?
Plus,
deck?
MSG's deck also had 2 in it already because it was a
Sure, we got
Nuck
some
and
interactions.
a Raspberry Pi, and then the Pi
handle.
Zero add-on.
Yeah, that handle is awesome. Like,
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah,
isn't that rad? And I want to say they actually made music on it.
Yeah, definitely. One of his music videos features it, and that is actually our DJ for tonight.
Yeah, it's just a sweet build.
Which
Notice all the knobs.
the music video he did with that deck is especially cool. As far as I know, it's kind of the first and only thing of its kind to feature a Cyberdeck.
Yeah.
That's what's cool. It's really military looking.
Yeah, I haven't actually even seen that one.
I didn't think I have either.
Nice.
Didn't we have someone that made one out of an old green ammo can, like the steel?
Yeah, I think I
ammo
scrolled
cans?
past that one.
Yeah, that's,
yeah, that's a different one.
Zach or Max.
That's right.
Cool.
That's right.
Another one of our German members. Haven't
Haven't seen
seen her around
in a
a
while
whole
either.
lot lately, but
Glenek.
you know, busy with family stuff.
This
Yeah.
is a really cool Glenek build. It's got kind of like that old Apple look.
You know what? Actually, why don't you pull up his profile and hit up his website, because we've never shown it before on anything, but like his own tech blog really deserves a mention.
Oh,
It is full of really awesome builds.
Glenek says?
He has his own website, and it's got, you know, about as many projects on it as the cafe's website, but they're all built by him.
What's his website? I don't think I've been.
If you pull up his profile on Discord, he's got a link to it.
Oh, okay.
Just right click his name or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
A new lab.tech.
Oh, it says page is being made. Please come back later. Or Glenek dot. Okay. Hold up now. Have to switch my screen sharing though.
There was
HTTP. Oh,
there's some pretty interesting project pages out there that like just one person runs or a makerspace runs. Like I remember one like brought you into like the green on black terminal,
Yeah.
and you actually had to like log in before you could see the rest of the blog and stuff. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was a good one. And I believe Raul Nareen also has one of his own with all his documentation and such. Player 2, welcome to the Matrix.
Yeah, I just made that animation from a blend file I created
Nice.
like 3 years ago.
I made this
And
one with
animation.
started with one of the like free use backgrounds, and then tweaked the hell out of it, combined with a few more effects, and there's like a thing moving this way that creates a interference pattern when the things cross.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's sick.
Actually managed to put a green screen up this time so the thing works properly.
That's sick. Yeah, I don't have a green screen and I don't have space for that.
Yeah, well, I didn't have one an hour before this stream started.
An hour before the stream started, I was fucking napping.
Yeah, I'm glad you
dude, I
sleep through it this time.
was running around cleaning my house. I was vacuuming. I did the dishes. I was like, oh shoot, it's time.
Ooh, show off. All right, I have a clean house. Ooh.
No, I do not have a clean house. There's a reason I did those two things because my house is a fucking disaster.
I bet you put your components in labeled boxes too, don't you?
No,
sick
they all
freak?
go into one big plastic tote that just says projects.
Mine just go into
That shit
separate
just
ones.
goes right
So
on
it's
the
like
desk.
each project just goes into its own. The problem is when you have crossover pieces and you need
Yeah.
sign from the other. Of course, then there's also the issue of getting the 5-pack. Everything seems to come in a 5-pack when it's a small part,
Oh my god,
and then you
I
have
got-
to make something else because you have more parts.
I have like 20 little charging circuits because I needed a charging
Yep.
circuit for an LIR 2032.
Yeah, I have like six. I have 6 USB-C charging circuits. I haven't even used the one I wanted to use. Now I have like 6 of them.
Parts just
Yeah.
multiply like roaches.
Or like
Yeah,
wire
they
coat
do.
hangers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, were you waiting for me to add? There you go.
Oh, no, you're good. Let me. I would full screen this, but I don't have a function key on my keyboard. I'm not going to figure out how to do that. But yeah, this is Clinic's website, which I haven't been on here before. It's got some cool stuff.
It
Yeah,
is.
we got
It's really quite cool.
the Pocket Whale, which I assume that's
This is
a Raspberry
the-
Pi.
I 400.
Yeah.
He won another
Wait for another
contest
one.
too. I want to say it was within the past year because I remember sending him off a bunch of prize stuff. I don't know if he actually.
Yeah, I remember the difficulty in shipping to him.
Yeah.
Working on his own 3D printer. I didn't know that. That's really cool. /CNC. Yeah, and CNC. That's really cool. The one key keyboard.
Oh, that's what it was. The one key
One
contest.
key keyboard. Yeah. I missed that contest. I don't remember seeing this. Huh.
Yeah, we've had some pretty interesting ones.
This is really cool
So
though.
not gonna lie, that's kind of awesome.
Little oscilloscope board. And then he had the Cyberdeck and the virtual pet. Just let me. Oh, that goes to the GitHub. Very nice. But yeah, this Cyberdeck's really cool. But why? That's what everybody asks us. We don't allow that question. It's none of their business.
That and what is a cyber deck? It's like,
Yeah.
or does this count? Sorry, does this count as a deck?
Yeah. It's like just do what you want to do, man. It's your life.
Yeah. You spend
Does it
your
sound
money
cool?
on your parts. Like,
Do it.
just go. Why do you care what I think?
Oh, this is what he considers a wire mess. That's nothing. Okay, it got a little worse. But
He hasn't seen like old cassette players.
I mean, still, that's
For
pretty.
sure.
Old mobile cassette players. Like they have PCBs already, but they wire PCBs together by hand.
I can't make it
Oh,
bigger.
yeah. They hand wire a ton of it,
Okay,
and
board.
like you can see where they messed up usually, where they have to like jumper a bunch of mistakes on the board.
Yep.
Super
And
common.
that's a Sony. That's a Sony we're talking.
Yeah, this is just some really cool builds.
Speaking of, did you ever finish replacing the rubber bands in the cassette deck that I helped you pop open?
Yeah, I actually did. And it kind of works.
Does it not keep time properly?
Yeah, it doesn't keep the pace right, but it works.
If you want to fix that, I also know how to do that part too. I can tell you later.
Yeah, actually, I think I actually gave it to a friend that wanted to have a cassette player. Like, I have so many cassette players over the time. Like, I got this one we tried to fix alongside 2 others, of which one was working already and the other one's not working at all. Then I bought another one after that. Then
I've got a side project I've always wanted to do with the cassette decks, which is Some old computers used them for data storage. You
Yeah.
actually used a tape. And I had the idea of, setting it up for digital use, right?
Yep.
You can
Tape
get
cassette
tape
is
decks
amazing.
that read and write, and they are USB connected directly. Like they already have a DAC or something built in. And then use it for digital storage, just to store like MP3s on it and play them back. It's just so you can play digital audio off of a cassette deck.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Fun fact. There was like a fun fact about Dataset.
Hot glue.
There was an Easter egg in the Netflix series of like Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, like the interactive movie.
I remember that one.
Where you have like paths of like different outcomes. So if you tell the
It
character
was
to pick like this cassette to listen to or this one,
yeah, it was
and,
basically Goosebumps, the multiple choice ending stories.
yeah, and there's like at the end, if you choose the one specific path, you can choose one album that the protagonist listens to on the bus, and then it's just noise to like normal people, I guess, that don't know how data sounds.
Mhm.
And if you put that audio directly into a Sinclair ZX Spectrum, which is like one of the machines the protagonist uses in the series or in the movie, you actually get a game which displays a QR code that brings you
What?
to a site. That brings you to a site of like the fiction company in the movie, which is like
It was a
insane.
little bit of a letdown because it just like takes you to an ad for the
Yeah,
Netflix.
that's not a cool reward. Like if someone
Well, no,
actually figured all that stuff
actually,
out, like
it was kind of nice actually, because the webpage you get with the QR code are actually games in the browser of like this fictional company.
oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was kind of nice.
There's
It was
man,
a
I
good
was
episode
really into,
too.
like,
For
those
anyone that likes.
ARGs. ARGs are so interesting. I don't know why. Like maybe they are getting more popular, but like the Cyberpunk game had one, Bandersnatch had one.
They don't happen that often, though. I mean,
What was that one movie or that one show with Remy Malek where he's a hacker?
Mr. Robot.
Mr.
Mr.
Robot.
Robot.
Mr.
I'm
Robot.
currently
That
rewatching
That one
everything
show,
before.
like pretending like you haven't seen every episode twice.
I stopped on like the third season, and I have not gone back to it.
Yeah, I guess I actually never got through it. I found it too boring.
I never finished the fourth season, which I think is the final one, and I'm not sure if they put out a fifth season.
You know what the problem was? It was too realistic, which also
It
meant
depressed me.
Yep.
Exactly. It was like, hey, this is kind of just like real life. This sucks.
Yeah, I too dropped out of the third season for that very same reason. I don't need more reality, man.
Right? It's like people that haven't lived it, they think it's cool.
Yeah, the gallery of decks just has a bunch of stuff that I haven't seen. It's overflowing.
Well, that is why I made that channel in the first place, was just so I could go and enjoy looking at all the cool builds. Totally selfish reasons on that one.
It was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff out here. Because it is hard. Things are kind of spread out, in the contest channels, and then in people's personal logs, and then now we got the ultimate
The new
project.
style. And I gotta say, I really don't like the new style.
I don't know if I mind it. It's just if you're looking for something specific, it's a little hard to.
Well, every
on the
time
phone, it's terrible.
every time I open it, it's like it says it's white, it's lit up. There's something new. I
And
open
there's
it,
nothing new.
I can't tell what is new and what isn't when I open it.
Yeah, I do have that problem too, I will admit.
It kind of doesn't really differentiate very well. Like it should just move the piece to the top. Anything with the last post should just go to the top of the list.
Yeah, that's what I would expect it to do, but
But can't have everything.
that's how next gen is, harder to use.
It's like
Mhm.
Web 3.0, worse than ever. We made the worst parts of it worse.
Have you guys been to any good electronic, like brick and mortar electronics markets lately?
Oh, I don't leave my house.
Every time I travel to Orange County, Westminster area, I go over to JK Electronics. They've been there for a long, long time, and I've been shopping there since I was a small child. And most of the same employees are still there too, which is pretty cool. You walk in a store you haven't been in like 10 years, and people still recognize you.
Ooh, we got our old pal DJ in the chat now.
Some of the exact same products are still on the shelf.
In
Bestie.
fact, yes, actually, they have the best section though. They have like a set of trays in the back corner, and it's all just the most random stuff you can possibly imagine, at pretty insanely cheap prices. And it's the best thing to go through. It's like you need a 120 volt 80 millimeter PC fan. Well, they probably got one back there for like $3.
Speaking
The
of
last time I was in
PCs,
there, I bought 2 gear motors. I think they probably started life as like windshield wiper motors with the gearbox on it. And I got them with the intention of making a roll-up USB-C cable,
nice.
like
I'd be so
retractable,
tempted to go and just
like Ghost in the Shell, so you can like whip it out real quick, but then you press a button and it'll just retract itself.
I have a box of PC fans of various sizes. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why I have it. And then I ordered some PC fans on Amazon that I ended up not using and just threw them in that box. So it's just going to grow over time.
I'd just be so tempted if there's like just a bin of stuff to go blindfold myself, see if I can grab like 3 or 4 things, see what you make out of it.
Well, besides
That's a good
that,
idea.
their
That's the
selection
dangerous
of
part, man.
components, like they have everything. They have absolutely everything, and it's all like good brands and stuff. They're not selling shitty Panasonic capacitors. They have like Vichy capacitors, and like they have the good shit there. So yeah, I've been going there to build electronics stuff since I was a kid, and last time I was there, Chris still worked there. He's been working there since I was a little kid. So it's pretty cool,
Is he the owner or does he just work there?
I would hope that he like got some stock in the company or something, but as far as I know, he just works there.
Huh.
But you walk in, you ask where something is, and he goes and pulls it for the shelf from you, and there's 500,000 items on that shelf. So it's pretty good.
He's been there that long, man. He must like what he's doing.
Yeah, most of the mom and pop shops around here have closed down. So there's not a lot.
I think they still exist because they never opened a web store. I think that's what kills the local shops is you start trying to compete online, and now you're dealing with the
Prices
like
go up
infinite
and-
returns and
Yeah.
the
2-day
small
deliveries
margins.
for everything.
You're no longer the neighborhood shop. You're some faceless shop online.
Exactly, and then you're dealing
I
with
see
those
that.
kind of people that don't care.
Yeah.
Because it puts you in
The
direct competition with like Amazon and stuff, and
yeah.
That's
just
a big
lose.
problem.
You
Can't
just
compete with
lose.
Amazon.
But there's a train station out here called Yongsan. If you guys are ever out in Korea, go to Yongsan. There's the Yongsan Electronics Market where you can buy like not Game Boy Color, but like original gray square Game Boy games. And like if you want to buy a resistor, there's a person like, or if you want to buy bootleg DVDs, you walk into this shop, and it was a really interesting experience. Like you walk into the
That's why
shop
you
and they don't
moved
have
there, isn't
any DVDs. They don't have any DVDs. They just hand you this like book of DVD
Yeah,
covers.
and they go burn them.
Yep.
And then you're like, I want this one, and then they look at like whatever that is, and then they go back into the back of wherever, and they find one for you. But like, I picked up a copy of original StarCraft and StarCraft Brood War because it was just this random electronics market, and like some of them had like GPUs just sitting out on these like plastic picnic benches and stuff. It's a really good time, but you can tell that it used to be bigger. Like there's of the entire market, I think it's only the first 2 floors that actually has stores in them, and then the following 3 floors on top of that is just empty. It's like storage space for, these old Pentiums or Compacts or whatever that just never got sold. Which is cool that they're there, but like.
So have you found any like Sony like MD disc players or something?
I did, yeah. There's definitely mini disc players out there. They're not like it's not raining mini disc players, but if you want one, let me know.
Yeah, if you ever find the MD RD1, no MZ RD1 or MD RZ1,
Problem with
I
all of them
will
is
I will send you this specific.
they suffer the same problem as any like spinning thing that used bands of some kind. They didn't have geared motors.
Well, the last model that ever came out did, I guess.
Did it?
That's why it's
Yeah.
expensive as fuck. Yeah, it's like the
yes,
last
the
disc
Zoom.
player Sony ever put out. It's so expensive. Like people ask $300 to $600 for it on like eBay, and if it's like still in packaging, it's like 4-digit numbers. The MZRH1, that's the name.
Oh, there you go, Helix. Now you know what to try to find to scalp.
MZRH.
Yeah.
Of course, those
That's
people in those shops,
complicated,
they
I will-
also know,
Yeah, they definitely know.
Sometimes.
thanks to eBay.
The another interesting part was how many custom, like there weren't many custom PC places, but like you could walk into a place and it had almost like some of their PC builds were insane. Like they had a coffee table, and everyone's kind of seen the coffee table that's built in with the computer and the table itself. But this had like, it almost looked like a fish tank with the PC inside of it that was on top of the table, but it was more like the size of a foosball table. Anyway, these guys that do custom cases and custom builds like that are it was pretty interesting. It's like what you would imagine, like if you see those shows where the like Japanese people that have these wacky motorcycles that are like 15 feet long and they've got a billion.
The Bosuzoku. The Bosuzoku motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It was like that, but for like PC cases. It's pretty.
I mean, that sounds pretty good.
Next VirtCon in Seoul. Let's do it.
I'm down.
So,
I got to get my passport, but I'm down.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
yeah. I'd be down. That
God.
That kind of
This
sounds
is
sick.
happening.
Helix is like, oh shit, wait.
We're all staying in your apartment.
I've only been in the States like a couple times, but I've never been to some Asian countries. So that's something I still gotta do. And I want to check out Japan at some point.
The food is like very inexpensive until you want any kind of meat, which then you just add on another $10. And then because meat's so hard to find here, but like anything else, like veggies, rice, all that stuff is like, yeah, it's super cheap and it's
Get yourself
super good.
some fried worms.
Oh yeah, man, you don't even want to know what they do for like snacks. Like some of the random, there's like a farmer's market close to where I live, and there's like the silkworm larva that you can get, and they'll give you like a little toothpick and this styrofoam cup full of silkworm larva, and they're just like, they don't have legs or anything. They're just sitting like they've been cooked, so they're already dead. But like you spear one and you eat it, and it almost tastes like a pinto bean, but it's got crunch in the middle, and it's yeah, I only had one of those before I threw the whole cup away. I was like, nope, never again, man.
Bro, that's protein.
People knock it.
Protein,
I have
bro.
made my own. Like I've made my own stir-fried like mealworms before. They're pretty good. Every time I go to Mexico, I'll get like a bag of crickets, like the lime chili crickets.
No,
They're
you
pretty
don't.
good.
Do you really?
Those are
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good, actually.
They're delicious.
They're actually really
They're a good
tasty.
crunch. And
Ants
they're
taste like mint. I don't know why. They just
I've
taste
heard that. I've never had ants.
Chocolate covered ants are dope.
Yeah,
I heard ants tasted like lemon drops, but haven't tried one yet.
it might be
Just
dependent on
go,
what they actually feed
go out in
them,
the
but
backyard, just start
yeah.
trying some ants.
I
Yeah.
don't think it works that way. I think they grow them for it, But yeah, they taste like mint. They're like minty, like spearmint.
Interesting.
Tried any other weird fucking food since you moved out there?
Nothing like weird. The
Haven't ate orangutan yet.
no
I
orangutan.
don't think they do that there.
Oh,
The and all like since I've been here in like the past 6 to 8 months, they outlawed all like the dog restaurants. So not that I would go for one anyway, but like they're officially.
But
written
you
into
know,
legislation
you wanted
now
to
that
have
you
a
don't
hot dog, right?
cover
Like
your-
you wanted to at least try having a hot dog once.
I would if they were like more humane about how they grew and
Yeah.
harvested, but like the way they harvest is the opposite of humane. So I was like, yeah, nah, not for me. But
Are you putting
seafood out
gochujang
here's
on everything yet?
what's that?
Are you putting gochujang on everything yet?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I have like a big tub of it, like a big bucket almost of
What is
gochujang
it?
that I put. What's that?
What is it?
It's
Never
like
heard
it's that red pepper paste that like any Korean food that has like it looks like it has like a red tinge to it. It's probably gochujang that's on there. It's just like
It's so good.
it's like salt and garlic and a little bit of like it's not spicy really, but it's like got a little bit of spice to it. It's nice. It's like I don't think they had salt, so they used that instead.
All right.
Yeah, it's good. But no, nothing crazy. Just like seafood, pork, chicken. Yeah, there's nothing too wild.
So
You're not
we've
even
been
fighting that.
streaming for a few. I
just
mean,
trying to tell me that it's time.
I'll
to
try
go.
anything really.
Yeah.
But let's play one of our videos that we've got. Why don't we go ahead and fire up our set from DJ Valkyrie and let's get things kicked up a notch.
Yeah.
This thing's awesome.
More noises.
I just have to find the folder that I put it in because I know I put everything in the same space so I could organize it.
I folded
There we
two,
go.
and it's labeled. I'll organize this, and then I don't.
It's like labeled stuff 1, stuff 2, stuff 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's organizing. Someone has to tell me if the audio is working or not, though, because it only works depending on which way you do the streaming. I think it should work doing the entire screen here.
Well, we'll see. We'll see about that.
You got audio?
Nope, it's not on the screen yet either.
Yeah,
No,
you might have to bring it up to the stage.
Try this again.
There we go.
All right, let me know.
Oh, we hear it. Yep.
Yep, you got audio.
How's the volume level? Not blasting you guys?
A bit
A
loud.
little high.
A little high yet.
Indeed. All right, well, we're going to pop this on for everybody, and we'll be right back. I'm going to meet you guys out, too, so that it's nice and
Rolling? Yep. Yo, what's up from Detroit? Fucking high-tech, low-life motherfuckers. Cyberpunks. I hear in the Midwest, in Detroit, the sky is the color of television set on a dead channel. I'm DJ Vulture. This is VirtCon 24. If you guys a little bit of fucking entertainment tonight, shout out to Boot Disc for setting it up. We're gonna start off today with something you might be familiar with. We'll try located.
The radio station after the rotation. Radio station after the rotation. Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up. Time for the unmasking.
You know what happens? Bad things that happen. The animals attack you. People don't find that very fun. Well, those fucking blue lights are having a good time. We're ready to pick a two. We got to tear this shit down. Let's speed it up. I'm gonna give you guys a vocal track so you know what fucking time it is. Oh shit. Put 'em here. Put 'em out. What's this about, yo? High-tech blue lights. Cyberdeck. All you motherfuckers, VirtCon. We're going into election year. Let's have some fun. Welcome to dystopia. We're gonna go crazy like some fucking wild ass weird dogs and shit. This is how we do
Up in the street, a pack of ravenous beasts. On the attack on the leash, foaming and rabid and snarling and howling, growling and grabbing and roaming and ravaging everything that had happened too fast for any reaction or retaliation. The whole nation in the light of the full moon became something amazing, something great, a transformation that came with the realization that everybody's being played every day. The slaves, they want to change, traumatized and raised, trafficked and kidnapped. I think that's psychopathic, sadistic, passive with pageants, claiming authority in the name of their masters, but now they're bleeding and splattered. A pack of 100 rabid Mongols came through and attacked them, decimating them down to the last one. That's what fucking happens to fascist power tripping assholes when the masses have had it with your asses. Now you're done. It's been real, it's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. Now that the pack's on for the next run on the ladder, the technocratic bureaucrats and political puppets, the standard chumps who pretend to matter with their endless chatter and verbal masturbation, stroking the nation back to back for doing Nathan, but talking and saying shit. Everything about them and surrounding them is faking shit. Their authority mistake the money they take, none of it really exists. Outside of their brains, this whole shit is illegitimate and insane. That's when 100 chaos came through school, request your resignation by taking a partial wicked. Your heart in a rage, but they departed this name, cause these fake classic politicians are hollow as chocolate Easter rabbits. Nothing substantial about them, in fact they taste really nasty, so they just left laying around on the grass. Scattered on the ground in a mass plastic grave for these clowns. Now the backpack on the piling, having growling, coming for the corporate captains and their black magic international banking family owners who run them around. You know them, they are Israel in the Vatican. You can find them worship their Saturn with Luciferian practices and Masonic blood casting. But now the backwards are in tatters in the checkerboard pattern on the temple floor. It's covered in blood and gore. Now there's nothing more left of your secret society except for the skulls and bones of the priory, and 100 pop-ups disappeared into the night cause they were finally fading.
Peace out, VirtCon. And DJ Walter.
And we're
Nice.
back live.
Hey, everybody.
Oh man, absolutely sick set. Especially love the the visual effects that he does on all of his videos.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. And I recognize some of the tunes from last year. Man, what was that called? It was called Cyberdeck something.
Zero
The name of
Days.
the track. No,
Or,
the name of the track.
oh, you mean the track?
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah, it's on his YouTube. We'll put that in the description down there too, which I completely forgot to do earlier. How is the audio quality? Wasn't so good earlier. Is it any better?
Yeah, I've got you coming through loud and clear.
All right,
Yep, sounds good to me.
sweet. Player 2
Oh, there
has
we go.
logged into the.
He's in the Matrix.
I've got my Quest 2 sitting over here somewhere.
Yeah,
I gotta admit, I haven't used it in a year.
Yeah, valid. I haven't used mine in a while too.
Shit. Is that what we're doing?
Are you just doing pass-through right now, or what? Or are you just blind?
No, I'm actually seeing my desktop right now.
Oh,
You know, I was gonna turn on my.
Bro's flexing a Quest 3.
Let's
I
go.
want to get a Quest 3, but like it's so much more expensive and it's not worth it in my opinion. Like I would have to sell this one first.
Yeah, this is my first kind of foray into it. I was kind of interested in like the AR with like the pass-through and stuff. It is like so very cool for that alone.
Keep in mind
Again,
the
it's one of the
Quest 2 has infrared cameras for pass-through, so everything's black and white. And if someone
Yeah,
shines
and
a
very
light
low
into your face, yeah, you can't see shit.
Still kind of
Yeah,
cool, though. And I like it as a video effect. I tried, but you can't record when you're in pass-through mode. I wanted to record that effect because that infrared look and the grainy,
Yeah.
it just looks cool and super wide angle, right?
There
And it has
to
all the
be-
overlay stuff that, like, when you approach a wall, you get like the warnings that show the wall coming and stuff, like flashing bars. And I wanted to use that as an effect for just a fun little thing, you know. They don't let you record in pass-through mode because they don't want apps recording people's homes.
Makes sense.
So the app is not allowed to record that information.
Only Meta is allowed to do that.
Right.
But no, my first foray with like I hadn't owned anything VR AR in the past before, other than some glasses that weren't truly AR. But yeah, the fact that it's the closest thing that I've seen to like the Tony Stark, you know, you're bringing up like menus, you're adjusting with your hands kind of thing, is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
That's
what you
already
need though
has that
is
finger
you need
control.
Jarvis, which do you remember Ask Jeeves, the old search engine?
Yep.
Who could forget Jeeves?
It was
of course.
better than Google. It gave you results like answers to math questions, but not just like the answer to the problem, but like the author of the original paper that like talked about that type of equation. And you know, it gave you all kinds of information. It's kind of like the Wolfram search.
Yep.
You know, whatever happened to those? That was like AI search engine 15 years ago. People are acting like the AI text to speech stuff is new.
Well, if I recall correctly, Ask Jeeves like cited sources and stuff, or like where it was getting information from. If it was just purely informatics that you were like asking it, which was nice, because you could always like kind of backtrack what it was like citing to get more information for whatever it was pulling from.
Right. It was more accurate. Of course,
It was
now
nice
the
for
AI
like,
is just make up everything.
yeah, it was so nice for like it was before there was like EasyBib and all these bibliography websites where it'd be like, oh, you need to like do all these random rules for your works cited page. But no, you're right. Having all that like readily available was super convenient.
Yeah, just on the like topic of searching, like y'all tried searching something, just like something in Google like recently?
It sucks.
Yeah, it's
I use
fucking
the
awful.
page, but yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, I've been using DuckDuckGo
It's
for
all ads.
No. Yeah, that's like the worst part. Like all these ads, they just pop up on the first spot, and sometimes it's like malware or
Right. It's like it's
yeah,
definitely
sometimes
not something you want.
yeah, it's same on Instagram or in general, just like
Facebook ads
that
for
go up
clothing.
somewhere.
It's all like
It's like
scam sites.
fake download buttons, but like for the thing you search for.
Yeah, or yeah, if it's just not relevant at all. Like if I were to search like I don't know V8 engines, and then it's suddenly like, do you need more copy paper? We can help. It's like, why? Why
Have you
Google?
been having
Why?
problems with your printer? Because you've mentioned it a few
Yeah.
times this evening.
Never run out of it.
Never run out again. I like that.
My cyan cartridges
threatening.
now.
That's like that's
It's not a sales
the
pitch. It's a threat.
that's the maker from Transmetropolitan. You know, like when the block, the base block is getting low, the base block is like every molecule in the universe in a cube. You know, and like he buys them the cut rate ones that the mafia sells. You know, but yeah, that's basically supposed to be an ink cartridge, but it can just create anything.
That's awesome. Soon enough.
I hope.
Slowly but surely.
I'm gonna finally have my hot dog. It's a little too dark. Yeah, Buzz Killington, I agree. Adding Reddit to Google search, I have like a I'll go
Yep.
there to like find information, but I won't go there to like engage with that community. But guaranteed, like
God,
it's
no.
almost a better way of doing forums because they like there is some random person that does know about encoding a PNG onto a cassette tape somewhere on Reddit. It's happened. And it's you get down into the comments and it's just a complete cesspool. It's not. It's something I'm
Yup.
glad I left behind.
But yeah, you're right. The using the site Reddit is amazing because as much as you're right, Reddit, the comments are just the worst of the worst examples of humanity. There's always going to be that one person who like that PNG to cassette thing. That is their life, and they know how to do it like the back of their hand.
Yeah.
For like any subject, there's that like one dude out there.
Yeah. And I haven't started doing this, but I might start now. Because I paid the $20 for like GPT, the paid version basically.
Mm-hmm.
And if you tell it to give you cited sources, like the paid version will actually go out to the internet and like find links that you can follow that are like, oh no, I wasn't just hallucinating this. Here's the actual research where you can like go forth and do it. Now, does that mean that I'm paying $20 to avoid ads? Maybe, but there's a lot of other.
Is
cool
it worth
features.
it? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, like all the other toys that you get, like it's not just chat that you get access to if you pay $20 a month for GPT. Like you get all kinds of like logo generation, or like, oh, you want to make an animated GIF of something, like it'll help you do that. If you want to, I don't know. There's a lot of really cool features to it that they're not as popular as chat, but they're all included. Like you don't have to pay anything extra. It's just that flat rate, and you have access to all these different AIs.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just like that it can draw better than I can, or at least faster than I can.
Yeah. I think we had this discussion last year too, where it's like, man, AI art, is it plagiarism? Probably.
I don't care. Honestly,
yeah,
I
but
just
am I
don't
still
care.
going to use it? Yes, I am.
That's the thing. Like, you know what? Every color's already been used in the universe, and there's companies out there that are patenting colors. There's certain colors of like teal and stuff that if you try and use will be blocked, like on printers and scanners.
Mattel
Because you don't-
pink.
No.
It's this one shade of blue that is patented, and like they go after people for using it. It's their color. It's
Yeah.
just like,
Oh,
you are the worst. You're the reason
Someone wants to know
humanity
your
is.
location.
there's that. Do you know? Have you ever heard of a guy, Stuart Semple?
Never heard of him.
Have you ever heard of a guy, Anish Kapoor?
Yes.
That sounds more familiar.
The Vanta Black guy, the guy that bought Vanta Black.
Yeah, Vanta Black.
The Bean Boy guy is the bean sculpture in Chicago. So Stuart Semple is another artist, and if you go to his website, it's hilarious because you have to accept like cookies for everything. As always, it's like, I accept cookies and I am not Anish Kapoor. So he's created his own. It's called, I think, Black version 4 or something now. The closest approximation that people can get to everyone except for Anish Kapoor. And it's just like, it's the most
pettiest thing, and I love it. You
Yeah.
deserve it.
Here's the
It's
funny
so
thing
good.
about that story is it's not actually true. There is 1,000 companies out there that make a black paint that is just as black. They just can't market it the same because he's bought up the marketing terms, the trademarks on the names and stuff. So
You just name it.
it's the same for the it's like the brightest pink. They sell like the brightest pink paint ever, right? Well, it's not. The brightest pink is just, it's pink with more pigment to ratio to the acrylic binder. Like lots of companies have it. They just can't market it that way because they've claimed the term brightest pink. Like they're not actual factual statements. They're just their copyrighted words that they've taken. So no one else can make the same claims because that would be using their copyrighted names that they've. It's so stupid. It's such a mess.
The one that really like, so colors, yeah, kind of annoying. The ones that still like give me like dystopia vibes are the companies that make seeds for farmers to plant. Like they
fucking
they have the
Monsanto.
They have the copyrighted genetic material for like,
You
hey,
know,
we
I've heard some
copyrighted
really bad things about that. Like you accidentally grow their crop and they make you come in and like burn the crop or pay them.
Mm-hmm.
But did they really accidentally do it, or do they do this every year and bet on not getting caught because they know they can make more money using the special seeds illegally?
Oh, it's absolutely they're doing it on purpose. It's just
Seems like it,
yeah. Just
Sounds better in the
conceptually,
news
it's
to make it sound like it's not, but that's probably the actual.
Yeah.
They say give people the benefit of the doubt.
Mm.
I like to doubt people.
Oh man.
I prefer Hanlon's razor to benefit of the doubt. Just attributing everything to stupidity over malice.
There you go.
Because goddamn are people stupid by large.
Like frighteningly so. Like sometimes you see stuff and you're just like, ugh, this world is not gonna
We
be
could have a
okay.
whole technical difficulty stream, but the technical difficulties are like us examining, other people failing at things.
We should have an episode one day where we we call one of our grandparents and talk them through resetting a router or something.
I don't want to do that.
I mean, I would if we had a time machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ran out too. Oh
Yeah,
well.
I think we all ran out of those.
Wow, now. But I'll never forget, just on the troubleshooting thing, and I'll keep this quick, but like I worked IT for a long time, like since the 90s, and there was a woman, her computer broke, it was in December, old Dell, like completely solid metal cases. She put a metal Christmas ornament inside of her computer.
To be fair, no one told her not to do that.
It literally ran on Christmas spirit.
Damn.
But what happened to the computer?
Fried the motherboard.
It was old. It gave up. Nothing to do with
Yeah,
the
just-
ornament.
During Christmas time, I had a funny incident at work like 2 years ago, where someone spilled their tea over their keyboard, and then they came to the IT department and were like, "Yo, guys, can you fix my keyboard? It's sticky." And I asked like, "Yo, what did you spill in it?" Like, it was tea. And she left out the detail that the tea was with honey. So
Oh god, it's honey in the keyboard.
yeah. So yeah, guess what? Sticky keys, and like I just put some isopropyl alcohol over the whole keyboard because I asked her if she has time to replace the keyboard, or for me to replace the keyboard. Like, yo, do you have an hour or something? This will take some time. And of course she was busy, as people are.
They're always busy.
Yeah, they're always busy.
And then you remote to their computer and they're browsing Facebook.
Yeah, right. So yeah, isopropyl alcohol was a quick attempt to fix it. Didn't do shit, obviously. 2 months later, she comes again, like, yo, I always get this pop-up message, and it's literally sticky keys within Windows. Literally sticky keys.
That's good.
Yeah. Windows detected a hardware problem on accident.
That's great.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. But to this day, it's like my favorite incident, I think.
Didn't you say you also turned the keyboard over and just like smashed it on the table too, though?
No, that was another incident. During my apprenticeship, like, when I was a trainee for my job, I had this one guy walk in with his keyboard, like, yo, guys, can I get a new keyboard? My B is not working. So I just, like, this one was one of those flat keyboards that are like USB attached but laptop lookalike, or like laptop type, to keep a low profile. And I flipped up one. His B key saw a shit ton of breadcrumbs. Like, there was so many breadcrumbs. I don't know how many breads he ate over that thing. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Can we all just
so I
appreciate
looked at him.
the scene here? Like, like this is the future, right here. This is the future.
It's just whatever stream.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I can see my screen right here in VR. I can only see one screen though, which is kind of stupid, but I moved both my windows to this screen though. But yeah, when I flipped up that B and saw all those breadcrumbs, I just looked at him like, yo, look at this shit. And I just slammed it on the desk, like as if I'm gonna break it, but that's how you fix it. Like that's how you get out all those breadcrumbs. And I just handed it back to him, like, yo, there you go.
Is that something you learned in college? How to remove breadcrumbs from the keyboard? Because I must have missed
No,
class that day.
I learned that from my colleague.
Oh, okay. So they'd seen it before, huh?
No, he does that to his keyboard every once in a while.
I do that to my keyboard too. Dude, those things get gross.
It's alphabetical. It's
I
the day
just
before
did
you
a
learn how to
full-
remove
I
cookies.
just don't.
The other day
Right
someone
over.
posted their keyboard and it was just so gross that I just compulsory took apart my keyboard and cleaned it. It's like, you know what? I bet mine needs cleaning too. And you know what? It was pretty
Absolutely
bad.
bad.
A lot of dog hair builds up in that shit.
I'm doing a pretty good job on this one. I've got a Soffle Plus split. So fancy.
I don't know what I got. I got something with hot swappable switches and Bluetooth hardwire. It does all that stuff. Just random one off Amazon for like $80.
Mine is
Quite good though.
what's that website? Mine's a
Yeah, I built my
Keychron.
keyboard myself. I built my keyboard myself. Like I just bought the XD86 PCB, hand wired or like soldered all the nothing's hand wired here. Jesus Christ. I just had
All
to
the ones
solder
I
in all
built
the
have been
switches.
hand wired, and none of them have worked yet.
Yeah, I just had to solder in the switches and put on the keycaps. But the case I got, like I wanted to print a case when I got it, but never had the time. And then I just bought a case for this PCB, but it's not wide enough. So it's kind of like the PCB is kind of bent on the sides,
Oh my god.
which doesn't affect the functionality. But
Drive me crazy.
kind of,
Just knowing.
yeah, kind of. And there's
Just
a
get a
key
file out
so you can see it.
and just get a file out and file the edge of the PCB down.
Did you solder in the switches themselves, or did you go for like the hot swap little things?
No hot swappable, unfortunately. I'd like that, but
You know,
it was like $50 more.
this is a good segue though. We are actually working on a PCB, a Cyberdeck orientated mechanical keyboard. Like two main goals with it is a little bit of reconfigurability, like a snap off section off the side. Also just because it kind of is, it's a free number pad. Like there's no reason not to include it. It doesn't make it cost more to get the PCB, but you'll be able to just, snap the thing off if you don't have the room for it. But it's basically a 40% with a few extra switches for dedicated things that you need. And it's not done like anything, it's like a Linux project, it gets released when it gets released. But the goal is have it like diodes and hot swap switch holders. They'll all be pre-soldered by the factory. Hopefully most components will come pre-soldered, and then probably leave it open for like a AT Tiny or Pro C, one of the little microcontroller boards.
Nice nano for that wireless.
Yeah, having them directly solder like an STM chip and stuff, it gets a lot more expensive and difficult because things won't be in stock, and yeah. So we're doing basically at minimum the diodes are going to be pre-soldered because SMD diodes pre-soldered, that's just like, that's 2 hours of work right there, you know? They're not going to be backwards. But yeah, that's, coming soon. Hopefully in the next month or two, we'll have that wrapped up. Maybe I'll post the design for it in the group so you guys can check it out. There is also one really kind of cool, unique theme that I came up with myself, which is for the number pad. It is a 4-directional joystick switch with a 5th button for pushing. And there's 2 of them. So that gives you 1 through 0, 1 to 9 and then 0. So you push the joystick up, push it left, push it right. Each one of those is another number. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, push for 5, 6, It's kind of cool. So you get a whole number pad in a very tiny space. Smallest way possible to have a dedicated number pad. Should be fun, And without any special coding too, because it's just switches. So you don't have, you're just wiring it. That's a 1, that's a 9, whatever, So yeah,
I'm a huge fan of having like the number pad or some type of number input. Like I get a lot of the keyboards to try to slim down, but like I'm an engineer, man. I'm doing like math all day. I need numbers. I need them all in one spot.
Right. Like I use the number pad so much just doing 3D models and arrows.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you're always inputting measurements like nonstop.
Yeah, same with here with Blender.
Wait, you guys measure?
Blender, like
No, but you got to at least tell it what you're guessing. I really do want to put together a keyboard that is just like, a bunch of stuff for hotkeys, arrows, and a number pad, so that you have like a left hand, and then right hand on the mouse. Plus, I've got the space mouse too, so it would be nice.
How you liking the space mouse?
It is one of the worst things ever made. It is not a hide device. It is a proprietary firmware bullshit with drivers that are different for every single like hardware revision they release. So like you have to install the right driver for the right version of the thing you have, but it doesn't say what version on the packaging.
Awesome.
It's awful.
Yeah.
That's
It's awesome.
good to know.
When it works though, it's the coolest thing. Like you use it as a second mouse, and it just allows you to orbit objects and then zoom in and out easily with a bunch of extra buttons. So like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, because I've built like the homemade version of them, and it's nice, but I imagine that the proprietary ones are much more functional. Like, this will do all the same mouse stuff, like in, out, you can pull it up, down, twist, and all that. And like, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. The software probably isn't there for it, and I don't have the time to. Yeah.
The reason the Space Mouse is so good is that, they paid like Adobe to add support for it. It's not like it was a charitable thing. They put money into it. So if they haven't, like, it just doesn't work on a lot of software. And then the issue with the drivers, mine probably won't work with like the next version of Windows, and I'd have to buy the new revision of the thing if I want to keep using it.
It seems like such a gougy thing. Like,
isn't it like quite expensive?
Yeah, like 150.
It's too much.
The thing is, though, like it's it's a movement that isn't normally supported. Like
if you're doing that much 3D modeling, it's probably worth it.
Exactly. It saves me, like if I'm doing something that's like a 10-hour model, it's saving me at least 2 hours just having a quicker way to rotate the model while working on it. It's such a simple thing, but so useful. I just wish it worked better.
Just wish it didn't suck.
Oh, on top of it, you got to plug it back into the same USB port because you're actually customizing the USB driver. Like you're routing it directly to the Space Mouse. So if you unplug it and plug it into a different port or plug something else into that port, it like just reloads the standard driver.
That's awful.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
really
like
annoying.
there are levels of how much trouble it is to make it work. But still, again, it does work. You just spend like 3 minutes installing drivers. It's not really that bad. I'm just being mad like next year when I can't get it to work with new stuff.
But yeah, I mean, for a supposed time-saving device, like 3 minutes does kind of suck.
And that is, of course, if you have already checked all the Reddit posts and instructions on how to do it, because it's not like mine is a
So-
few versions back and not supported anymore. It takes extra
So
effort.
actually, the time you save
Yeah.
during
no.
3D modeling, you
Almost.
just move that time to set up that.
You know what?
Drivers.
Here's the most disappointing thing: it doesn't work on Tinkercad, and
Ew, that's the
Tinkercad is
worst.
Wrong.
Grin, but it's the best 3D modeling software because without all the extra features, I don't waste time doing things that are unnecessary. You know, like I don't have the option to easily put chamfers and stuff, so I don't. So I'm more focused on just making the basic brick that I need to accomplish the thing.
That's what happens to me because I've been
Plus,
like
I haven't used Tinkercad
single-handedly
in
using
ages.
Tinkercad for the last year and a half.
it looks like Legos too. I like Legos. You know, it's like playing with Legos. And I use Fusion 360 a shit ton. I just prefer Tinkercad because on Fusion I'll spend like 10 hours just messing with stuff. You know, just trying out new things. Like, oh, I can do this. I can do this, and then
But
never
listen,
get to
if-
it.
If the fillets aren't just right, man.
Nobody will download it. Nobody will like it.
But then that's what kills me on Tinkercad is that like nothing actually lines up. It's like a micron off.
Every time, always.
And
Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
at the end of a model, it's usually fine, but sometimes the slicer interprets it and just totally screws up the part.
Yep.
Like
But
these,
yeah, like if I download someone else's STL and have to edit it real quick, Tinkercad every time.
right? And even if it's too big of a mesh, you know what I do? I remesh it and remove the points and then still upload it. It's like, all right, let's make it even worse.
Yep. And then I'm flabbergasted when things print weird.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I
kind
took
of started
a,
to use Blender for quick 3D models.
see, now Blender is one of those things where I've like continued to use it a little bit here and there for, I don't know, 15 years. I'm still horrible with it, but
I took a class on it, still suck at it.
it's like, it's the most fun thing that I ever really play with because it's just, if you're not really trying to make a
Everything.
specific scene and you just want like a block of clay to sculpt, you can do that. Just like make a sphere and go
Yeah,
at
the
it. you
sculpting
know?
tool is really fun, I have to say.
So
Yeah,
that
Blender
brings
can
me
do
to
everything.
the Quest 2. There is a virtual sculpting program on there. I haven't used it in forever, but you move your hands around. You grab and pinch and pull, and you just have like a floating block, and you can extrude out and then move around it in 3D space.
How many
And it's-
penises have been made?
It's super shitty though. Like it's someone made this as like a college project or something. Like it barely works, but the concept is so just so perfect. I really hope that someone makes like a perfect version of it, you know, because you can knock out a really cool design quickly with it. It's not.
There
like, it's
are
not
newer
bad.
iterations of that, I believe. I've futzed with like 2 or 3 different similar type programs. They're not 100% there yet, but each one has gotten like a thing that it does really well, kind of based on that same principle. Like,
You know what this one did well that really blew me away was it actually can export an STL.
That's
That's
important.
actually
It's just
impressive.
like,
Yeah, it's
wow, it
important,
actually
but-
does the one thing it should do. Where like I tried like 3 or 4 of them, and there was only one that actually exported a model that you could just print once you like slice the base off, because it's impossible to make a flat platform. This program has no option to just like, here, make a flat platform and then build on that like a virtual plate. Nope. So you just have this like weird jagged shit on the bottom, you know.
I have
So,
not
like,
checked, but it is
little
wild to
things.
think louders don't have STL export options. They're like,
Right?
it makes sense that they don't because, you know, people are shitty, but like,
Here's what I want.
You
I
would
want
think that's like-
photogrammetry. I want photogrammetry built into the VR goggle because it's already a 3D capable thing, right? It can do measurements and spatial awareness, and cameras everywhere, right? So photogrammetry, scan an object, and then boom, have it digital right in my face with sculpting tools to then modify it, including like flat planes that you can stretch out so you can actually make a flat object, because moving your hand and the tool flat with the tracking like doesn't work, you know. Good for organic shapes, bad for blocks.
I didn't think of that. If someone could pull that off, that'd be like making money hand over fist.
And like, you know, why not have the slicer built in too while you're at it, and then just export straight to your printer over Wi-Fi? Like, this should work. All of the tech exists right now. This actually should be, you know, on the market already. But hopefully someday someone will actually make it, you know, a good workflow. The Quest 2 really is awesome. I finally have a computer that has a graphics card that has USB-C video routing. So I can use the Quest 2 as an Oculus using the Oculus Link thing that they've got, you know.
I forgot that my 2080 has a USB-C port as well. But I modded my PC case so it has one in the front.
Nice.
Like I use this 19-inch.
So have you tried it out yet?
Cyberdeck. Yeah, it works. The only thing that doesn't work yet is my Cyberpunk VR mod, like the Luke Ross VR mod.
I wanted to try that one out too. Exactly the same thing with the Quest 2 because I want to play Cyberpunk in VR. Like,
yeah. Do you have it on Steam or GOG?
Steam.
Nice. Yeah, I have it on GOG and I almost got it to work now. Yeah, I mean it works supposedly on GOG as well, but I mean it starts in VR, but then it just immediately stops to do VR stuff. So I don't know. So,
but yeah, I just want to like walk around the city
get that
in VR.
Yeah, same. I want to drive.
It's a terrible game, but it's like the best worst game ever made. You know.
Yeah, I think it's really good. I have like 150 hours now, with 100 being my first run and now 50 in my second.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, you know, I think I stopped at around that time to maybe 120 hours total in it, like playing it through twice. And I've yet to do the upgrade expansion pack, the Phantom Library.
Liberty.
Oh yeah, I
still gotta go to that part too.
It's pretty good. It's a lot of fun actually. Like it's not as I thought it was just going to be some cheap bolt-on gimmick thing.
Like have not watched a playthrough or anything. I know none of what has changed.
Yeah.
Like I just tuned it out. I was like, I'm not gonna look until I play it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They overhauled a lot of the gameplay and stuff. So you might just want to replay the first part of the game.
I've already done that so far. I started that. I haven't bought the thing yet, but I figured I'd pick it up once I've done the new intros.
Yeah. Yeah, and they added a bunch of dialogue too. But anyway, guys, I got
random stuff. Yep. You gotta.
Happy VirtCon, guys! Thanks for all the builds. Everyone, thanks for your submissions. Everything turned out. Thanks for the music, DJ Valkyrie. Like all this was really awesome. Take it easy, guys.
Later, man.
Take it easy.
See ya.
So the next thing we should actually jump into as soon as I can find it somewhere is Glennek put up a awesome video. Getting the name swapped around here. Vortex put up a video about the Funmagachi, his custom version of it, and it's really cool. Along with like the Cyberpets discussion, the Funmagachi was kind of the inspiration for doing a Cyberpet contest, see if we could make something kind of in the similar fashion to it. And this one really is absolutely cool. I don't know if you've ever used a Funmagachi before, but it predates the Flipper Zero, and that was the inspiration for the Flipper Zero. It's kind of all just circling around.
I just saw a hybrid this week of someone using the Flipper display for displaying the Ponegotchi, but this dude built a module himself that uses the ESP32 in combination with a Raspberry Pi Zero on the back to have a Ponegotchi on the flipper, which
That's
was
cool.
kind of insane.
Oh yeah, he was posting that in the group here. I will play the. Let's see here. All right, we got the video queued up. This is the Ponegotchi by Vortex. About a 12-minute video here. And again, tell me if we got audio when it starts. That's always the challenge. Do we have audio?
Nope, still not on the screen. I might need to go over the.
Oh, I think I just hear it playing through your speakers, Boot. That's...
Yeah, I think it needs to be like the focused thing.
Focused thing?
Yeah, our faces are still up.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
We have audio.
I got it.
Sweet. All right, enjoy.
I'm Vortex, and here's the evolution of our cyber hits. Hello, haters and rabbits. Thanks for the invitation to talk at this event. Felix asked me to talk about my implication around the Ponegotchi in the last year. I'll describe a bit more how I discovered the Ponegotchi project to give the context of my actual journey, and I will give a resume of the actual community development. A couple years ago, I played with the Pompai Aloha and a OLED screen. I made a keyboard map for the bad USB feature. The community around the Pompai is pretty small, but I met cool people like B-Box who made a custom OLED menu, and Pansolo who made a new advanced menu. Me and few people tried to install the Pompai onto the Raspberry Pi Zero 2 with mitigated success. No Bluetooth, no GPIO. A little after, I lost contact with most of the other devs. I tried to install BetterCap services on my Pompai, and my research guided me to the Ponegotchi. I look forward to the Ponegotchi project, and I built my first one with my OLED screen. Soon after, I switched to a Waveshare 1.44 LCD screen. I found a way to colorize the Ponegotchi screen user interface and switch black to white to create a dark mode. I got the dream at the time to see a complete time manager for the Ponegotchi and try my best to create fun tool for the project. I thought if nobody did it, I will find a way to code it by myself. I create my first plugin, Crackhouse, to prompt Kraken network at proximity. This helped me to learn how the plugin and user interface process were working. I started to try to upgrade the Ponegotchi user interface by starting my main project. Fancygachi. I found the unofficial Panagachi community and received a warm welcome with my new dev side project. I learned Python for the Panagachi, and I learned so much more than that with it. I touched electronic, Linux system, programming, 3D design, 3D printing, and much more. Someone informed me that Evil Socket dismissed the idea of a colorized and more advanced user interface as either foolish or unachievable. This skepticism piqued the interest of many other of my vision, which further motivated me to pursue this path. Soon after, Evil Socket started to follow me on Twitter. I was flattered. I listened to all the community suggestions and try my best to integrate all of it into my project. My little project became a lot bigger than expected at the beginning. I was fascinated and excited about all this project. In fact, I was focusing enough to forget my dark thought. This literally saved my mental sanity. At the time, many people thought that the Panagachi project was dead, and we saw some dev wave, but it was like a far west without a main path to follow. And the info about the awesome project was a bit inaccurate or was lacking. I started to see a huge community potential. I met some great, awesome people. Ducky worked to make many new screens compatible with the Panagachi, like the Pimoroni display at Mini. I made Dale, and together we succeeded to install the Panagachi on a Raspberry Pi 4. Dell got a good base to understand all what we need to install the code on other boards, and he created the Bananagachi, the first Panagachi available on a Raspberry Pi competitor board. I took the initiative at the time to ask to every nice dev to join a private Discord to brainstorm about the Panagachi and other cool potential devices. Our dev team became more and more complete, and a lot of genius person joined us. WPA2 created a new updated image for the original 1.5.5 image for the Raspberry Pi Zero. Dr. Scott Key created image too and gave really good advice about next month and driver patches. The project grew into an organic structure. Every member started to naturally work on different parts of the project. Nerd Jackass upgraded the AI with Torch instead of the outdated TensorFlow to avoid some compatibility issues for potential future evolution. Rodrigo was inspired by Fancygachi and created a custom Panagachi user interface face plugin with the new Panachu sprite. Geo Feloni and Aluminum Ice succeeded to make stable image on the Raspberry Pi Zero 2W. Aluminum Ice have a more conservative approach, and Geo Feloni make huge innovation on the image creation. All of it opened a new era for the Panagachi. I contacted Evil Socket to update the official web page, and I was naively placed between the creator and the community in the negotiation. I was just a man whose circumstances went beyond his control. This ended up by Evil Socket ignoring me. I learned that if it was just depending on Evil Socket, the Pound Grid could shut down. But Ray appeared and he started the new Pound Grid system, and on his side he took the lead to us and upgraded the new Panagachi grid. Our Misfit team contacted many organizations like the Banana Pie, Armbian, next month to help us with the new dev wave. Some new roles were created on the unofficial Panagachi Discord for devs and tech support to help the newcomers. We are slowly merging our dev work under the unofficial Panagachi GitHub organization. Terminator took the lead to make a new website to share updated information about the Panaguchi era. The Panaguchi.org was created at the beginning of the year. Bill spotted a new banana pie M40 as new potential great successor of the Raspberry Pi 02. Nurse Jackass succeeded to make a new image, and we are collectively working around the new upgrade achievement. The innovation is awesome, but it's challenging me. I wrote my FancyGucci installer for fourth time, but now FancyGucci is integrated inside the Panaguchi core to make it easier to pre-install it on new image. And the installer become my new plugin named FancyTool. This new plugin is a patcher for any Panaguchi fork or version with additional dev tool or custom tool, like a web user interface terminal and system diagnostic report or additional terminal control. I'm really proud to be part of this wonderful online community. The project evolved in an unexpected way, and this is just the beginning. Some of our members are even thinking to make our own circuit board for the Panaguchi. So much more to come. So follow the Black Rabbit into the endless rabbit hole. Bye and see you soon.
All that big talk, what it's all about. When I go in, I don't come out. I'm a grown man, stand on my own too. So you moving like nobody own you. Life in the rap and a rap attack. We can drink up, we can smoke too. You can talk shit, getting hauled out. Trying to get up, don't hold me down. No way, you can't hold me back. My brother's a mover, you could look at the chain. Look at the chain. And if you ain't putting in, then you cannot hang. We can drink up, we can smoke too, till you moving like nobody own you. We can drink up, we can smoke too, till you moving like nobody own you. We can drink up, we can smoke too. We can drink up, we can smoke too, till you moving like nobody own you. Me and my people just doing our thing. If you was him, you would be doing the same. Ain't came to party, tell me what you doing here. By the way you are acting, I can tell you new in here. Serious business, homie, this isn't a joke. I keep them party people moving to the shit that I wrote. To the cat with a back on the acting like he never seen that shit before. To the cat with a back on the acting like he never seen that shit before. Hey y'all, it's like a cat saying to the Lord, hey y'all. Everybody wanna get $1 like Creflo, or they wanna get the credit for the best flow. Let them know from the get-go. When I hit them with a no sweat flow, hard hands like Destro. Never give it up, cause another just let go. When I go in, that's it, let's go. Better get a medic for this ill type flow. I'm a G like Rob and I rock like whoa. Better get a medic for this ill type flow. I'm a G like Rob and
I... Very cool. That is definitely my next weekend project.
He was using the same background as you were using right now.
I know.
Immediately noticed.
So, you know what? I actually, I had him send it to me. I added it and then sent it back to him, and he reapplied his layer of icons and avatars. The program had gotten rid of them. It was actually kind of fun, you know. Threw in a couple edits there myself, so I couldn't help it, you know. It's a really cool project, you know. Just Pwnagotchi is a fun little.
I built a Pwnagotchi a long time ago.
I mean, we all do, really, because you can just run it on so many different things. I had it
on the first Pi Zero W.
All of my e-ink displays are still burned in with, like, my custom emojis that I put on my Pwnagotchi. Which, by the way, it has a really limited font pack. So making custom emojis is really hard because you don't really know what special character it's going to have or not have.
True. Like a lot of fonts only have like the most basic letters, so they can display shit,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all.
Yeah, that was a bit of a challenge, but I still got some pretty good ones made for it. But yeah, everyone really should check it out. It'll also be in the show notes here. The Fancy Gotchi, you can kind of do anything with it. It's all the themes that everyone wanted to do, custom cool graphics and different themes and colors and all the stuff the original one couldn't do. They've got a Discord for it as well. I want to show what I've been working on. And I was kind of looking down half the stream, but that is because it's going to be invisible. I'm going to have to turn off the effects. I've been working on a Cyberpunk jacket. Everyone else did theirs for the stream, and there we go. Oof, so much color. My favorite blue bomber jacket that I got for, I don't know, $10 or so. Spray painted on a little bit of chrome on the back.
Chromed up.
For doing some hand painted artwork that I'll do later. So I wanted to have a flat background for it. I did some text here using just electrical tape for the stencil. It's pretty simple, works pretty good. And I haven't even actually peeled them off yet. And when I had a moment earlier, I went and sprayed the chrome on it. But, it's kind of fun to customize a jacket. Something that's been around for a long time. It's not really new, just the styles change over the years. And really doesn't take that long, and it doesn't have to be that perfect,
Yeah, I'd even say like some of the imperfections that go along with it kind of make the look.
Definitely.
Agreed.
Like the chrome got under the last two letters on here, so they barely can see them, but it doesn't matter. Fix it later.
Fix it in post.
Exactly.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh hell
Yeah,
yeah!
the last two got screwed up, but whatever. I'll paint them. So that's just like down the arm. The chrome will come off quite a bit after the first wash, so put it on a little bit heavier. Used it before.
But through washing out the color, or that kind of is part of the look.
Yeah, exactly. Clean up a little bit.
I love it. I love the effect of the tape too. It looks like really clean.
Yeah, and another one I have here. This stuff, you shine a bright light on it, and it's it's like high vis. You can get it at every hardware store. Oh, I got it. Let's turn the flashlight on. Yeah, kind of hard to tell, but it is bright as can be on this side. This stuff's pretty cool to throw on jackets and stuff. It looks really good under UV lights. But yeah, just fun little project. Gonna stencil on the same artwork that's gonna be on the patches that we're giving you guys that won the competition.
Nice.
Basically, and that was all it took.
I do love a good UV reactive thing. You got that for like the hair going. I don't know if it picks up, but like the stripe is UV reactive. Always fun.
I got a UV flashlight too.
Yeah, I've got one right here. Along with, I taped the UV glue to the flashlight because I need them together. So, otherwise I would never find it.
Oh, that's interesting. Check this out.
Ooh,
Camera's picking that up.
Nice.
got the
Yeah,
Get the
I have
lens
one
flare
patch
going.
here. I have a patch here that is also kind of UV reactive. But it's not that visible with this bright ass screen in front of me.
So I do have two things on that. First off, for the lens flare, got the anamorphic lens going, so you get like the real cinematic flare. Love it. But
Nice.
like I said, transhumanism, like body mods and stuff like that, I'm all about it. So I just did a test run on myself. I don't know if this is going to pick up, but on my pinky, can you see? Is that too washed out?
Screen.
There you go. I don't know if that'll pick up at all. There's a line-ish about here that only shows up in UV light. It's UV tattoo ink that you can pick up.
Yeah, those are really bright the night you get them done, and then they fade real quick.
God, I wish I could a better way to do it. So the one I put on my hand, I did a quick stripe up my finger. I have a lighter UV light. Maybe this will come in. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's held. I mean, again, it's not going to be the brightest thing in the world, but it's held a bit. So I'm kind of excited to see if I can do maybe some ink work on myself with UV ink.
How long have you had it there for?
It's been there about a month now. 5 weeks.
Okay.
And like I said, it's bright enough under the UV light. Yeah, and I don't expect it to last forever. I've seen, especially on your hands too. I mean, it's not going to last all that long. You can get a meaty area, and it'll probably last
thing is that
longer. But
you a tattoo without ink just leaves a sort of a white scar. It's barely visible, but it's still visible. So wherever you get the UV tattoo, even once the UV has faded, you're still going to be able to see the remnants of a tattoo. It'll be like having a white tattoo, basically.
Yep.
Or whatever color your scar tissue is.
Yep.
It can still be pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'm digging that. I'm
Flow life.
just.
I've been wanting to do one of those. It's like a whole circuit board across. Just like a circuit diagram for an FM radio or something. It has to actually be a functional diagram. I couldn't live with myself having just fake tech work.
Yeah, I see some of that out there. I kind of cringe at it, but to each their own. But yeah, circuit board. I was thinking that. I was thinking maybe something like to commemorate my pup, because my dog's always hanging out to help me with stuff. But so far, I think the circuit board's kind of in.
The UV tags you get from the local clubs, when they stamp your hand, just have them all overlapped, just 50 different ones. You go to the door, just be they read it with the UV. It's yeah, it's there somewhere, Yeah,
it's in there. You see it right there. Just, come on, let me never pay for cover again.
Oh, man.
Guys, sun is rising over here, so I guess I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, I know.
6:30 a.m.
Time, isn't it?
Yeah, Jesus.
Later, man. Thanks for joining. And we're going to have a set from player 2 at the end here. We're going to use it to play us out. It's pretty fucking cool. Pretty chill, too. Nice way to end the night,
Yeah, that set ended actually the night of that day. So the set when I recorded was the last set of that day.
Nice.
So yeah, funny that it does that one more time.
Later, man.
Yo, later.
All right, man.
Take it easy.
Happy VirtCon 24.
Oh yeah.
You still got that prosthetic working?
Yeah, it's disassembled at the moment, so I can shelf the parts. But
that'd actually be kind of cool, though. Let's see the parts.
Yes, so we've got the prosthetic itself and the housing for it. Where did I put that? There we go. All right, so it's really kind of simple. The prosthetic itself, it is, you can't really, just multi-segmented. It's got some springs on the back to, let's get back here, focus up.
Yeah, the
There we
bitrate might make
go.
it not very visible anyway.
But springs on the back, and I can link to the guide I used for this one, but springs on the back to kind of tension it to keep it stiff, and there's an internal spring to keep it kind of taut this way.
Yeah, the actuator's a servo.
Yep. So we'll actually pull it down and kind of tension through a piece of just simple fishing wire that actually routes up through the back and to the tip. The end of the finger is removable, and just the fishing wire knotted up in there.
Now, have you considered adding a rotational axis to it as well? Like something you could control with your thumb maybe and press a button that's on your index finger?
Yeah, I would like to do that eventually. The rotation is inherent just to the tension on here currently, and a spring in the base. But it would be nice to have actual like degrees of freedom within the thumb itself, because I think that would make it much more feasible. Because if you're just normally wearing this, and let's say you wanted to go type something on a keyboard, you can see where you might have a bit of a problem.
Right.
Because this will hit the disc. But if you could, let's say, bend this down and under, all of a sudden you're typing just fine.
I mean, I guess there's no reason it can't also just bend up like completely backwards out of the way, right? It's not
Absolutely.
It can do whatever you want it to do.
And that's why ultimately what I'd like, it's kind of why I mentioned the Treasure Planet thing. If this could bend back and have like 4 different things that it could come out with, let's say I needed like a knife to cut something, or if I needed a pen to jot something down, let's say this flips back and just pops out with electric screwdriver. Perfect. I literally use those constantly. There's like 6 of them around me. Yeah.
Right. A little pin drill.
Yep. And depending on what you're doing, let's say that's my loadout for it. Someone else is like a gardener. They might have 4 or 5 different things that they want to use that. Kit it out the same way. They can be all modular. I think that'd be like just fantastic to have. And yeah, you're right. It's prosthetic. It doesn't have to go anyway. The sky's the limit for like where it could be at resting, where it could be for actual use. And it's all customizable. Like the person that originally came up with the form fitting for this did a like a 3D scan of their hand and fitted it to it. I did more or less the same thing to kind of like resize it. The actual housing for it, I mean, it's a simple design too. There's literally a nano that goes into a housing for your wrist that has a servo motor with this wheel on it. The fishing wire connects to the wheel so it spins and spools up, spins out and releases. That's the actuation for the thumb. And then the driver for this is a myoelectric sensor that I have thrown somewhere on the ground here. There we go. But it is the easiest thing to deal with, because they're just threshold
How good is that
voltages.
sensor? Like, how good is it at differentiating between different muscle groups? Like, do you have to really get the pads on really precise, or?
There are, just threw it down here. Grab a light real quick. There are 3 contact points for it, and there we go. Then basically you need 2 in a point that runs the length of a muscle, so you can go here and here, and then a 3rd neutral point. You can see that my arm shaved. That's always fun up here. So as long as these 2 are along the length of a muscle, if you flex, it's going to read them as long as there's like muscle, neutral point. And it's a it outputs like an analog signal basically. So at rest, it's going to output a like on a 0 to I think, how do I have it set? 1024. It'll rest around like a 40, 30 to 50 range.
Like smoothing for jitter and.
I haven't needed it because it's for this application. It was more of a it's gripping or it's not gripping kind of application. I would imagine you would be able to do that just algorithmically because it's a constant output. So you flex and it's going to millisecond by millisecond read out. I think it goes to the 400-ish to 500-ish range, fully flexed, and then 30s to 50s loose on a scale of 0 to 1024. Again, I've only tested this on my forearm, so I think different muscle groups, like if I were to put it on like my calf or bicep, it would probably read out a lot higher just because there's like stronger muscles than my forearm.
Now, the last time you were on, I believe you had a brain interface. And you were doing something similar with it, controlling a robotic gripper.
Robotic arm, yep.
Is that what this has progressed into?
Kind of. Progressed alongside with. I do still work with that. It's I got it right here. This is the Next Mind, which sits on the back of your head here. And it's basically a fancy like optic sensor, like the thing that looks where you're looking. The one thing that I was trying to get working with this, and it was difficult because I was using like what do they call it? The Epson like eyepieces. It's very hard to do like eye tracking when you're using like AR, like the waveguide lenses or the birdbath lenses. That are like right up in your face. I don't know the mechanics behind it. I started looking into it, and it's something to do with the fact that you're seeing like multiple distances, I guess. So you're trying to pinpoint on something.
As well, and like your brain isn't actually being fooled.
Yeah.
You're not really receiving depth data the way your eyes normally would, so it can't read that data properly.
Bingo. And I'm going to guess your understanding of it was better than mine because I started on it, and I knew that I'm an engineering tech. I knew that the answer was no. I wasn't going to delve into the why. But the fact that was a stopping point for it, I thought, fine, I can circle back to that. But the proof of concept was still, if there's something I'm looking at that can trigger these things, it's still
I wouldn't
workable.
be surprised if it actually worked on like the new Apple VR because it does focus tracking. So when you look with your eyes, the things go out of focus around it, and that's what's missing with VR normally is everything's always in focus, which isn't natural. So this is changing. It's like focus peaking on a camera viewfinder. It's not really
That makes sense.
really 3D. It's really just blurring what it thinks you're not looking at.
Mm-hmm.
But that might give you enough. That might give your brain enough data for the interface to actually register it. That'd be worth trying. Like, hell, set up one of those appointments where you can go test the Apple VR for like 20 minutes. They do a demo and wear the brain scanner at the same time.
I will have to give that a whirl. That's actually going
That
in
could
my
be kind of
calendar.
fun.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that they did those things. That's
Yeah, because they're trying to get people to actually pay $3,700 for it.
which who the hell? I mean,
Apple people.
yeah, I guess.
I mean, I would just if I, felt like spending
Had
the same
unlimited money to blow.
card,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I'm rich or anything, but I've got a little bit of spare cash for the fun toys. That's still like an exorbitant amount of money.
No, it's you know what? It's the version 1. It's like their watch. It was terrible. The first version they made. The second was terrible. The third wasn't much better, but now it's really nice. I'd wait for the second version.
Oh, absolutely. And
it's a Google Glass.
Yep. Which I used the Google Glass for a minute. That I was dating a girl at the time, and she really liked the concept and really liked spending money on credit. So we got to test that out for a hot minute. But again,
I used it a little bit
enjoyed
too,
the
and it
concept.
just I was so disappointed that it was just a monochrome like blue OLED display. You know, it
Yep.
was like it looked like a 64 by 64 pixel. It's like here's an arrow pointing, and it's like blocks of pixels. It's so bad.
And the concept was so good. It was
Yeah.
quite a letdown to get. But I'll tell you, the thing that we're running with today.
Well, I have the viewfind, and it's a little bit funky on getting the HDMI modes to work properly. Like if you want it to display a scaled 1080p signal, you need to mirror a 1080p signal on your display first, and then it will trigger it, and then you can make it the only display. It's annoying,
And the mirroring is the thing that kills me, because I've got the Inmo, which are, I like these like the AR glasses. I like these probably the best of the ones that are out because they used waveguides versus the bird baths, so they're actually like thin.
So there's it's like layers of glass, and it's projecting it from the side.
Exactly, and it's
what model are those?
They're the Inmo X Air 2s, or I think that's the 2. I'll tell you here in just a second. They're nice. They come with like a ring for navigation.
So when you're focusing on it, what does it feel like on distance? Does it feel like it's 2 feet away, 3? Does it feel really close?
It feels very close, and I don't think
you lose focus on like your feet, on what's in front of you.
Exactly, which is why conceptually good, but they're the same as like the those old Epson like B200s where it's just right there, and it's locked to your head, so it's always going to be just this menu that's right. So it's not like true AR where like there can be a thing there, and it looks like it stays there even if I move my head here. It's just this thing locked in front of you. Which
great for watching a movie on a plane, not so great for walking down the street navigating.
Yep. And the fact that it does navigation is frightening.
You look at that thing and you lose focus on the whole road in front of you.
Exactly, and that's like, I'm kind of terrified that that's going to be a thing people are going to be doing. But it's also ChatGPT enabled, so it's that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Pretty cool.
I tried out the Microsoft Halo a while back. It was being demoed by a construction company. They were using it to make really simple, just white-walled 3D models, renders of the building they're going to make, and to sell the person who's financing it, to really sell it on them. They put the goggles on them and let them walk the space virtually. They can walk through the threshold. They can see the internal structure of the building. It was shitty. The tracking wasn't very good. It barely worked, but the fact that it worked allowed them to convince these billionaires to sign off on huge construction projects because they got to visually see the end result. And, it was really cool. Like I got to go through a whole building as well, like what they would normally show someone. And the concept was awesome. And it was like almost 10 years ago. So, it would be great if that stuff really worked today,
Exactly. That's what I keep telling myself, like with any of this AR stuff, any of the, what do they call it, spatial computing. This is where we're at today. This is like the infancy of it. And it has been the infancy of it for 10, 15 fucking years now.
It always is. Like,
but I think with Apple getting in the game, it's really going to start actually launching. So
Exactly. Either that or it's going to bomb and Apple's going to be like, this is worthless. Nobody wants it. And then it'll die off again.
That's what happened with Google.
They want Facebook and everybody to do like virtual computing and, I honestly think we're actually at the point where it's going to work. Like the Quest 2 was a good proof of concept. It works and it's a self-contained unit. Like, and it was, it cost them $300 to manufacture it. The one from Apple is a little too fancy with extra things it doesn't need, you know?
And I stand by this. Apple is doing this. It's publicity for the Apple version 3 of that down the line, which is going to be
Just watch. There'll be
consumer
a cheap version.
affordable.
They'll be a little like downscaled without the stupid face plate OLED that doesn't really work, and definitely
So
cool. I mean, the goggles I'm wearing right now, these the MyView mounts into the corner of it. It's nothing special, but it works. It's basically like a 1280 display, and it works. The thing I like about it is it actually feels really far away. Like it's not super wide, but you can see the sides of the box that it's in, right? I mean, keep in mind the whole thing's only like a half-inch square, but you can see inside, and you see like the plastic and the texture of it, and for whatever reason, it looks like you're looking down a like 8-foot long hallway, and then there's a projection screen at the end, like a big 120-inch screen. But it's unique because having that extra, just like seeing something on the sides that looks like a full-size object, the scale feels right. It actually feels like you're just looking through like a peephole down a hallway at a huge screen. And I kind of enjoy it. Like you have to cover your other eye though, because you have a screen here and you're looking here, and your brain combines your image, and the contrast and the brightness is like
the ghost screen.
Basically, if it's too bright in the room, you can't see the display. Your brain ignores that, and if it's too dark, that actually works just fine. But so basically, you can't use it while walking around and moving and doing stuff. You have to cover your one eye, and it's hard to just like close one eye for more than a couple minutes,
Yep. But no, the fact that you can't like walk around, that's the thing that honestly terrifies me for the future of these devices. Like, you see people texting and driving. Can you imagine someone like
hopefully the cars are driving
and driving?
They're already doing it with the Apple headset. It's like they're posting videos of themselves driving with it using the pass-through.
Aren't they getting arrested for that too?
This happened like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And it is rather dumb because it's a digital image. It's the same as if you just looked through a display and had a camera in front of that display.
Yeah.
So your lack of depth and perception of
is a terrible idea.
and
Space
latency.
Really
I mean,
and latency. Like you're putting that on top of the human latency.
Yeah. People drive poorly enough. We don't need that in the mix, man.
Oh man, I love the future.
Yep.
I like the people who eat cereal while they're driving. That's always been
doing like a full head of makeup.
Yeah.
Not stopped at the light.
Common.
While driving.
Visor down, just looking there.
Mm-hmm. I've watched it. I've been next to that car watching that person, which also made me not look at the road.
Yeah, right. They're distracting you too.
See, and that's why I always laugh. You see like the Jetsons or the Fifth Element where people are like driving and it's all like 3 dimensions, flying cars. Like, you've got to be out of your mind. These people can't do it in 2D. How can you get 3D up in there?
I want every car to drive and be on the same network so that they're aware of where each other are.
Yep.
There would be no wrecks again. A car breaks down, all cars would move around it and merge
seamlessly too. Yeah.
Exactly. The problem is the human latency. Like when you're getting on the freeway and it's all clogged up and you have to like stop and wait for a gap and then step on it to go.
Nobody has heard of a zipper merge in their entire life. Yeah.
They would all move like 3 inches each and make a space, and each car would merge perfectly. It would be beautiful. As long as you can still have like your classic car and have like, roads that people can drive on. I envision that pretty soon the carpool lanes will not be carpool lanes. They will be self-driving lanes. So you only can enter that lane with the self-driving car.
I can absolutely see that, yeah.
It'd be great. I'd love to take a nap and wake up at my destination. Yeah.
I remember having a 2.5-hour commute each way. That would have been wonderful.
That sounds like hell.
Have your emails checked before you even get to the
Although,
office.
if you like
Was-
listening to podcasts, that could be nice too.
There were no podcasts this time. It was the 90s, early 2000s. But
It was
Yes,
news radio.
pretty much Tip and Tap the Clackett Brothers.
You had a cassette that you listened to on repeat because
We had CDs. I ain't that old yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
I've got a car with a cassette player in it still. So
I mean, sure, my car is old as fuck, so it has one, but I don't use it. I did buy some cassettes though, because I didn't own any. I put them in the dashboard has like a slot, like a cloth thing where you're supposed to line up your cassettes in it to put next to the radio. So I put some of my favorite albums in there that I just like got at a thrift store, They don't work. The player doesn't work.
That's a good look.
Exactly. I had to, It's an 86 Fiero, so like
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Fiero GT, not the Duke. That much shit. I love that car though. Can't help but mention it whenever I get a chance.
You gotta rep the classics, man.
I mean, it's the most 80s car ever. Just the orange dashboard, and like when I'm driving in at night, I feel like I'm in one of those lo-fi, music sets where they've got like the 80s car, and then they're just like a driving down the road.
Kit's gonna start talking to you.
Oh man. Well, I think it's about a good time to wrap up here. I've had a blast hanging out with you guys, and
This is great.
another VirtCon down the line. We've done VirtCon 3 times now, I think, plus 0 days, which essentially was VirtCon, just a different name. What's unfortunate though is most of them don't exist. We've got one that's on the YouTube. We had tried some like multi-broadcast stuff before on Discord, and they've kind of just, they don't really exist anymore. They didn't record properly. So it's nice. We actually have another one on the YouTube channel it actually exists to watch later.
Hell yeah.
Along with the first one, which really was a blast too. Well,
Consider that fact pretty impressive too. The fact that everything on the internet gets recorded and stuff out somewhere, you get stuff missing.
I mean, it's pretty amazing. Like,
They're exclusive.
YouTube is going to have a copy of this much longer than any of my drives will last. Everything you do is forever on the internet.
Yep. Glad I was born in the 80s.
Till the AI destroys us, then it'll all be gone.
All of my jackassery happened before social media. I'm in the clear.
Yeah,
Same.
like we had just like really shitty phone cameras, so you couldn't even see the face.
Yeah.
Probably a good thing.
Everybody had razors. That was the thing. Flip
Uh,
razors.
Man, freaking posers. All right. Well, I will catch you guys on the next one. Rocco, thank you again for joining us.
Of course, it's always a blast.
Great to have you.
Iron Potato, it's still good to have you still here. You've been here literally since the beginning. So, thank you.
I'm terminally online, so
I like that. That's our next sticker. Terminally online.
terminally online.
It's a good one.
Well,
everybody.
we're gonna throw up player 2's set and enjoy. Catch you guys on the next one.
Cool. See ya.
Awkward silence while I get it.
And then we all just kind of slink away. Should have had some like waiting music.
Turn up.
I was from LA.
Well, it seems that we lost audio there. We're going to put it up on the channel, though, so anyone can come and watch the set whenever they like. I'll have it up in a few minutes here for you guys. But with that, we are going to put it up on the channel. Call it a night, and thank you all for joining us again. Yeah, it's been real. Later.